Get a load of this guy.
Take my shoes and walk a mile, something that you can't do.
Honestly, that was just the worst intro I ever did. But anyways, look, it's episode 2, man. We're getting things figured out. But we here. I got my boy with me.
What he did.
Yeah, man. I got the boy KY with me, man. We're going to get straight into it, man. It's been a crazy week. Obviously, one of the things that a lot of people are talking about right now is Avatar. That's been trending, man. Everybody knows Avatar, widely successful TV show, cartoon, anime, whatever you want, a genre or whatever way you want to categorize it. They came out with a live action one, and honestly, everyone was up in arms about it, which people are normally going to do anyways. Right. I feel like anytime that they put a like cartoon series or anything like that and they put it into real life or reality, it becomes the greatest point of contention because everybody gets mad.
Yeah, because I mean, you have the cult fan base who's used to the classic, and they want to see the real life adaptation really come to fruition. They want to see everything really be expressed exactly how it is in the cartoon, which like a lot of people don't realize when you go from live action or from animation to live action, a lot of that stuff is going to be lost just because it's live action. Like the thing about cartoons and animation, anime, so to speak, and in particular that makes it a lot different is because anime has such intense graphics and such intense graphic like fight scenes. It's really hard to carry a lot of that same energy over to live action. Yeah. Just in general, when you're talking animes to live action, like that's why Dragon Ball Z didn't do well when it first dropped. That's why the first Avatar movie didn't do well in the drop. It's like countless other ones. I think One Piece was like one of the first successful ones, like moderately successful, at least like live action adaptations of the anime.
Yeah, because I think that there's when you add realism to it, everybody's trying to make everything realistic.
Yeah.
And a lot of the problem is where you got to draw a line between realism and something that's animated. Mm-hmm. Because if I punch you and like I have the strength of 1,000 men, and you just fall on the ground and get right back up, in the animated series, in real life, that's not gonna happen.
Right.
I'm done.
Exactly.
So I think you have to like bridge that gap a little bit. But I mean, like I said, I honestly thoroughly enjoyed the Avatar show. I think a lot of people did too. I think everybody just wants to be opinionated, to be different. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I thought it was good. What you think?
Me, I thought it was like a refreshing adaptation. To me, I think it was pretty similar to the movie. Like it obviously was better because the acting cast as a whole was just a lot better. They were way stronger than the other one. I know everybody was saying it on TikTok and everybody been saying it, but Patel was carrying the entire cast. He was like the only true actor in that movie, which I mean, we all knew that going into it. But I think everybody was casted fairly well. I know some of them they did miss. Obviously, you can't get every single one perfect, but I feel like if for the characters that they kind of missed or they weren't perfect casts, like the acting of the character kind of took the way and it kind of mitigated that issue. I feel like Brody really kind of personified Sokka. Like that's like for me, if I'm looking at a real life adaptation, obviously like everything's not gonna be perfect, but like he embodied Sokka's persona better than obviously way better than anybody did in the other movie. But like he has that kind of like that sarcastic sass, that little bit of you the Avatar, but you haven't been here for 100 years, and he still has that true essence of Sokka that you saw in the cartoon. I like Katara. She was cool at casting as well. I feel like I don't know, Katara is like you can kind of go anywhere with that one. I feel like Aang, perfect. Like the fact that the kid like had his childhood essence and everything about him, and like I don't know, he just seemed so like overexpressive, just like Aang, like he's just super happy, like kind of just joyful to be here, but he's also like, bro, I really don't know what's going on. Like, where's everybody been? You see him kind of have these real moments of realization, just like you saw in the cartoon. So I feel like that was really good as well. I like Boomy's casting. Zuko, it was iffy, but like the actor, again, every casting where like it doesn't look perfectly like the character, the acting kind of just takes away. Like Iroh was great. I really like. I think it was just a refreshing adaptation. Like I don't think everything has to be exactly how it is in the book, but I feel like when you're doing adaptation, this is my personal opinion, anyways. But I feel like when you're doing an adaptation or a remake, don't remake it to the T. Don't, because what is the purpose of you remaking it? We already have the original. If you're gonna do it, add something refreshing. You know what I'm saying? focus on a single point that you didn't see kind of focused on or wasn't a focal point within the series, and kind of have like a refreshing taste to it, or add a different spin, trying to change the perspective of it. So I feel like doing this, like they kind of did a really good job with that. I feel like this kind of personified and really like was a real life adaptation of Avatar. Like it was truly like when we watched it, I don't know, it's like that's exactly what I would envision it look like real life. Like if you put real life cast, like
Yeah, they translated a lot of the characters, like the people, but also a lot of the animals. They brought
Yeah.
those well. Of course, Avatar is like notorious for their breeded animals that have like 10 different mixtures and combinations of things. But I think a lot of people were confused. Like, I guess a lot of people wanted it to be like kid friendly, and like I said, I think
Yeah.
you're gonna have to take that liberty because, bro, if I'm shooting fireballs at you, like I'm not gonna just shoot fire at you, just gonna dust your shoulders off and keep it moving.
Right.
Like, bro, if the Fire Nation uses fire to destroy, then we have to see some repercussion of people destroying things. So I think that was important that they did that and that they incorporated that into the like I said, especially like how they was able to grab people, you light them on fire, like you know what I mean? Like I was always wondering like a cartoon, what are you fighting this person for?
Yeah.
You can literally just obliterate him.
yeah.
And I think I'm glad that they showed a little bit of that. And then like just the characters in themselves, because I think it was really, yes, I understand that like the Avatar is the savior, and he is the one that has the opportunity to get us out of these situations. But I don't think anyone who's been sitting around or has heard the legend or the lore of the Avatar, when most of the information has been there is no Avatar or the Avatar ran away, most people are not going to be excited.
Yeah, and I love that like interaction between him and Boomy, and I also just like that interaction between Aang and just the rest of the world. Like you can tell he's still that kid. He's joyous. He's curious. He has all the childhood essence about him. But everybody's around like, bro, where the heck have you been?
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is not the time to be playing. It's not the
You
time
playing
to be
around,
yeah,
and
bro.
we've been looking for a savior for 100 years.
So I love that kind of meeting of
Yeah.
innocence and childhood and just nah, bro. This is a real world. We have a war going on. You've been gone for 100 years. Like this is not the time for you to play and try to reconnect and rekindle relationships. No, you got to fight now.
Nah, facts. And that's why I said I think a lot of people were like upset about. They were like, "Oh, Boomy was too stuck up."
Yeah.
But like, first of all, even though they both over 100, bro, Aang, me and you knew each other when we was kids, but I'm no longer a kid.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man who lived 100-something years.
Not only just a grown man, the emperor or ruler of a
Yeah,
kingdom.
like
bro.
I got people behind me. I
Yeah.
seen I got a weight on my shoulders to keep my estate, my land, my domain out of the hands of the Fire Nation. We one of the last people standing. I done seen my friends, family, everybody crumble since you've been gone. And then you gotta think about it too. Like, I'm your friend and I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I felt like it was good that like, yeah, he was still a little goofy, but like he's not like, oh, jolly, good lucky. Like, bro, I'm a grown man, and we was cool, and you left not only me, but you also left the world. And then like it was like, bro, now I got some wisdom as well from me living here. I can pass that on to you.
Right.
So I think it was like good. I think they did a lot better with that. That it wasn't just so everything happy go lucky whatever. And I think they still had their moments, but I like that a lot of stuff was more serious. Like even they had the scene with Kyoshi. Yeah, and she came in and like, bro, because I'm thinking, like I said, if you have the ability not only to firebend, but you can earthbend, waterbend, earthbend, and firebend as well. She came in there and started wrecking, like straight merciless.
Yeah,
and I like that too. They really pointed out the delineations of each avatar. Like you had one that was like, bro, she's a warrior.
Yeah,
I'm merciless. I'm straight to it. Then you had from Water Nations. Look, bro, everybody has a wrong image of me. I was fighting things on my secret end, and you're not gonna get praise for the things that you. And I understand a lot. They had a lot of these moments in the cartoon, but they didn't really. Obviously, with a 30-minute episode, you're not gonna be able to harp on that. Like I think they were able to really harp on that in the Netflix show. So I mean, all in all, I was pleased with it. I mean, this is the greatest thing ever. I mean, no, but I mean, it's also coming from. I mean, like you said, you're sourcing it from a certain adaptation. You're coming from a cartoon.
And it's removed like 10, 15 years. So it's like, I feel like, bro, for it to be, back there, they did a great job modernizing it and everything. Like,
it was new, it was fresh.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. But now it's like, okay, I'm just trying to keep this true to the source material, but I'm also trying to put a little spin on it because at the end of the day, like I said, you had 30-minute episodes, we have to fit that into an hour and like get through it. Because no one's gonna sit there and watch 20 episodes of this. We got to get straight to it. Get as much information as we can. Cause and I like they kind of did a little bit of like creative liberty, like I said, kind of mixing and mashing characters and scenes. Like they put Jet in them just straight up, just put them early on as we get to Amashu and stuff like that. Just get into it. I think they did pretty good. Yeah, I don't really have many complaints. Even Iroh, like a lot of people were like, "Oh, Iroh's not as bro." I wouldn't be as happy either.
Yeah, and like. Genuinely in Iroh's situation, like he's not supposed to be happy. The only reason he's genuinely trying to be happy and trying to like be that beacon of positivity is because of Zuko. Yeah, like he knows the reality of everything that's happened. Like he knows Zuko don't got his mama. He knows that his dad hate him. He knows that his sister is pitted against him. He knows all the atrocities that have been committed.
Turn into a maniac.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's really not much for him to be happy about realistically, but. He's trying to be that beacon of positivity for Zuko, trying to keep him, to manage his emotions and everything, keep his anger in check.
Yeah, I definitely got to say, man, y'all check out Avatar. I was pleased with it. I'm glad, what they did. But, like I said, whenever they do adaptations, particularly of anything based in anime, comic books, people are just going to be upset. And, that leads us to the conversation because right before the pod, man, we were talking about Spider-Man. Yeah. We probably got it playing. Yeah, we got some of Spider-Man playing in the background. Y'all see the laptop case, man. Honestly, obviously, the age-old debate when you talk about what's true to the comics and all the other stuff, who's the best Spider-Man? Who's your best Spider-Man?
It's Peter. I said Peter, but I be thinking Toby and Peter are synonymous. Toby, yeah.
Toby. I got to go with Toby.
I forget there's
obviously, there's nostalgia to it. And, everybody knows, and if you don't know, you're going to hear it along in the podcast, but I'm a comic book fiend. So, with the original Stan Lee comic books I grew up on, like where Peter Parker's pretty much on the edge of his high school career, heading into college. That's literally what Toby was doing. Yeah. So like based on the original true to source material content, Toby. But also, like I think he had the best fight scenes. I think he also had great quirky, awkward moments that showed really how life would be for somebody who's kind of trying to you're in a stage where you're trying to figure out life. I'm trying to graduate school, and I'm also trying to figure out college, but I'm also in New York, so I got to work. And I'm also juggling that with my relationship, and I'm juggling that with trying to be a superhero with these newfound powers. So I think that's what makes Spider-Man important is because I think it's like Stan Lee said, Spider-Man's supposed to be somebody that we can all see ourselves in. So I just, like, all in all, I always got to say Toby.
Yeah, and I just feel like, truly, when you're, like, referencing the comic book or just the story of Spider-Man, like, he went through the actual Spider-Man phase. Like, he became Spider-Man. Like, he's the only one that actually truly went through the whole scene. Like, he just had in the comics where he had to fight everybody in the ring. Like, I feel like those movies, bro, like, he's the only one that really, truly went through that Spider-Man initiation. And you obviously, like, could also see him, like, in the beginning of the movie before he went through his transformation and everything, before he got bit by the spider, you could see him. Like, he captures the essence of a nerd. Not, but, like, he captures that geeky Peter Parker. Like, he embodies that perfectly. And then as he gets his powers, you see him, like, the character development just along the way. It's crazy, bro.
He starts to gain his confidence.
Yeah.
The more he gets his powers and everything like that. And then a lot of it is he puts the mask on and he has his confidence about himself. Because now I can be free and I can be somebody else.
Exactly.
So I'm a fiend for it,
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you have plenty of the nerdy stuff. He's top in his class and they're all like, bro, you're so smart. Especially when he gets to college and he's Spider-Man. You're so smart. You had great grades in high school. Why now are you, like, starting to fall off? What's going on? He's like, man, I got a lot on my table. And he, like I said, you got a lot of funny moments in it, like with the landlord and all that stuff like that. But it's, like, real.
Yeah. I feel like that's, like, anybody can watch that Spider-Man and be like, bro, this is like the people's hero right here. Like, he's truly living like everybody else and just fighting crime day in and day out. Like,
you see repercussions for that. Like,
exactly.
His girl's gonna be like, bro, what's going on? Where have you been? His boss is like, bro, you left me 3 times. Yeah. What are you doing? Like, the pizza guy is like, bro, I gotta fire you because, but every time I need you, you never here.
But every time it's just like it just plays into that superhero story perfectly, bro.
And he's like trying to juggle. And it's like a real life. It's not like where Batman is like a billionaire. So at the end of the day, I can fall back on the money I have and my influence in the city to kind of navigate. But I'm just a regular person in New York, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just a small fish, a small fry, and now I get thrust into this. And I will say, some of that is what I think Tom Holland did with his Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which is the most recent Spider-Man, the third Spider-Man. He does have that like essence to him where he's like, man, I didn't ask to be here.
Just a kid.
I didn't ask to be here. But like we talk about, like, you know, being true to the comics. I mean, I think the second Spider-Man is more like the ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Garfield. But like he comes in, he's like always confident.
Yeah. I when I saw Garfield on screen, I'm like, bro, this dude is way too smooth. Like he's not Peter Parker. Like
Suave.
he has way too much charisma, bro. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think I'm trying to think what scene. I mean, he had a good lizard.
I mean, I don't know. I'll be honest. I really wasn't that fond of the Amazing, like those Garfield.
No, yeah,
movies.
I'm not a fan of them.
I really wasn't.
I feel like they tried to fit too much into the movie, and it like ends up all over the place in terms of the plot. But like, it's just him and Gwen Stacy walking around the whole time, and I think they had an opportunity to do some really cool stuff. Like even with like the Rhino, they put him in there, and they just did too much with trying to like sneak in like Jamie Foxx with Electro, and then also put that like Harry Hobgoblin in it. Like they were just doing too much.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they fell victim to that early. But like you said, even if you just talk about Spider-Man, who's Spider-Man? I don't know how you can say Garfield.
Yeah, I don't think, like, respectfully, I genuinely don't see that. Like,
good actor.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you just got to talk about it's true to like whatever the script stayed true to the original source material, the script was terrible because there's no, like I said, you lose the relatability aspect of it.
Yeah. And I feel like when he came to when he came back for that last Spider-Man, I feel like they did a better job giving him that relatability aspect. Like, I feel like you could truly see, like, because he's a naturally quirky actor. He's a naturally quirky person. Yeah. And they kind of, like, did a really good job of bringing that to the screen and kind of, like, embodying a little bit more Peter personality in the movie. But obviously he was along with 3 other Peter Parkers, so it kind of, meshed well. But I think they did a better job, like, bringing out his personality somewhere in that movie. At least making it, like, a little bit more geeky, a little bit more, nerdy, so to speak.
I'm trying to think of I really don't. I can't think of any instances. I mean, like I said, I think there's some cool scenes. I like that, Garfield and reintroduced the, like, web fluid. I think reintroducing the web fluid was just pointless because there's not really many moments, I don't think, in any of the movies. Like, if you talk about the Garfield's and Tom Holland's, there's a couple, I think, in Tom Holland's where he's, like, running low on web fluid. But, like, reintroducing the web fluid to Garfield's was kind of pointless because I don't think he ran out of web fluid. I think it just, like, because at the end of the day in the comics, it gave, like, Spider-Man that, like, extra, like, heel in his side.
Yeah.
Or a thorn in his side. It was like, oh, I also got to be cognizant of my web fluid and not use too much. Because I guess you could always think, like, you just web everybody up. Why would you even fight? Yeah. But at least he's like, I got to conserve this stuff. Tom Holland was cool. I like you said, the quirky aspect of him, and I think he's more relatable to, like, today's age. I think they just made him, like, Iron Man Jr.
That's what I really don't like about him. He's just Iron Man's sidekick. Like, he's just an Iron Man Spider-Man.
He literally just puts a suit on. The suit does everything for him.
Yeah.
And then, in that same breath, he's trash. Like, he gets whooped. Like, he's literally no help to anyone in any movie.
Like that when he's with the Avengers or, like, he had the help.
He's cool. Spider-Man. Yeah, he's cool for, like, a couple scenes. And, like, in his own movie, he just gets whooped. Yeah. Like, old man the whole time. Yeah. The first one, he's just getting whooped by Vulture. Literally, like, to, like, the brink of death. Like, from the whole movie, from the beginning to the end. He's just getting whooped. Yeah. Nothing of that. And then the Mysterio, it's not even anybody that can hand-to-hand combat him. But he just gets outsmarted, which I like. I think they did. I'll take it back. Like, they did do, I think, the first and second Tom Holland movies well. I think, like, plot, everything, they did well. Casting, everything was good. Yeah. But if I would, like, make a moment, one, he's too cool. Because, like I said, the one thing about, like, Toby, too, that added to, like, the realism, bro, he was getting whooped. Bro, you was getting whooped in school, feeling too. That, bro. Like, his costume getting torn up, bro. And like you see the moments where like people are like punking him, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Bro, I'm Spider-Man. I could really like destroy you right now."
but I'm not going to.
You know what I'm saying? So he has like a lot of different elements and layers, bro. To the first of those first two movies, but he's got a lot of elements to those.
And then like all of that, you think of like the character and the person that he is, and like how he feels about himself in the first two movies, and then you look at him going into the third movie. It's just like the build up in this character development with him is just crazy. Like you genuinely see every aspect of Spider-Man with him in the movies. Like you get to see Peter getting confident. You get to see him being overconfident. You get to see him not having any confidence at all. You get to see him not really like putting any emphasis or like any care to the people around him. And then you see him obviously like dumping into all the people around him and trying to save everybody he can, and finding out that he really can't, and like dealing with those real issues, and also dealing with the lost Uncle Ben throughout the movie, and just like dealing with all these real traumatic issues, and you actually seeing him like, bro, I'm down bad. Like I'm changed. I can't move in. And what's in the second movie, I think, where he like try to jump off the building, and he can't like use his web anymore. Yeah, like when those real life conflicts actually having an effect on him. I love that aspect. Like just I ain't gonna lie.
I think they chose some great like storylines to hit.
That's the
hit
one.
from. But yeah, that was another thing. I think the third one was overrated. I think for like the first watch, it was awesome, and then because it was like cool, like it was a great moment of nostalgia. But like after I like watched it again, I was like, it's not even a good movie. Like because in my opinion, bro, he could have just stopped everything fast. Like, let me not be selfish for a second. And
yeah, absolutely.
This movie's over with. I agree. I think it helps build the character, but it was a movie that like went on with no real like basis or motive.
Yeah, but I also there was supposed to be a fourth one after that one.
Oh yeah,
that was supposed to lead into another movie, but they just never finished it. So I feel like that's where a lot of that stuff got lost at too.
Because I feel like I think everybody, and that was the thing too. I feel like everybody thought they was gonna do like a Sinister Six because they added the Vulture, they added
they had me fooled for sure.
They had Mysterio, and then they brought back Sandman, Electro, Green Goblin, Octavius. So like everybody had the makings of Sinister Six. But like I said, bro, Tom Holland gets whooped.
Yeah, absolutely.
In every movie. So there isn't.
You put 6 of them, and he's definitely getting whooped now.
He's getting destroyed. He needs somebody's help every movie.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But, you know, I definitely got to go with Toby, though. I think there's just more aspects to him.
Yeah, I feel like Toby he genuinely embodies.
But that's cool, because, I mean, Tom Holland, like, they have him, like, early, like, in high school type stuff. He's getting his powers early on. So you get to kind of see his development really in high school, going through, like, what it's like if you were in high school being Spider-Man. So I get it, because you would probably be in high school like, bro, I'm not trying to do this. I already got schoolwork. I'm trying to get into college. I'm not trying to do this. Yeah. So I like that. But yeah, I think like a lot of these adaptations don't never really get the same type of love I think they get. Like I said, a lot of the anime ones never really pan out.
No, but I think on the anime side, the reason why they don't ever pan out is because they either way too lax with the FX, or they don't do, or they, I want to say like they don't do any at all, or they go way too hard, or it's just like to the point where it looks fake and it's just ridiculous. Like they never find that perfect middle ground. Like when you're doing a live action, you don't, just because you know it's an anime, you don't have to OD on FX, or you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, not put any at all. Like you have a budget, you know what I'm saying? I know that you're allowed to get a certain amount of effects with it. You don't got to go crazy, but like at least make it believable for the audience, and at least, you know, give it that aspect to where they can somewhat connect it to the anime. Like it doesn't have to be insanely theatrical effects, but at least make it to the point where it's like, okay, I can tell if he's getting destroyed by Kamehameha, or he's, I mean, like you got to make it believable.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it too. Is like they're trying to like bridge the gap too between, like I said, it's like realism and.
Because it's not even just anime. Like the Mortal Kombat movie that they had not too long ago, last year I believe, garbage. And it's like 20 years removed from the first initial one that they did in 1999 or something like that.
They did have some good fight scenes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they did. But like, for it to be 20 years removed from the other one, CGI is so much better, effects are so much better, and they still missed again. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Fight scenes, cool, but like,
why did we watch that then?
ain't gonna lie, that was.
'Cause I think that's what I tuned in for was fight scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hey, look, we got a tournament, duel to the death. That's how I look at it. I ain't really looking for like plot nothing like that.
Yeah, no, it was.
But I say that to say, like, not necessarily just effects, because you see like the Dragon Ball movie, like, bro, like they don't even look like people.
Which one you say?
There's like the Dragon Ball movie, the most one they recently tried to do, because like they said they're trying like either it's too hard to try to like stick too true to the content, or like trying too hard to like be like realist. And I think you have to find a bridge. Because look about it, let's say. You always, because at the end of the day, you're never gonna please everybody, especially when you come to adaptations. Because you have people that love it for something, you have people that hate it for something else. But like, let's say, for example, like the X-Men or like Deadpool, for example. I think they did so great with Deadpool because they allowed him to be who the character is. Deadpool's like happy-go-lucky, whatever. And I think they kept some of the pieces of like some of the old mutants in there. They still had his ties to Professor X. But at the end of the day, the Deadpool was somebody that you have to put in a rated R movie.
Yeah. And bro, that was the best decision that they made.
If they put that on a PG, like that wouldn't work. No. Like then you would have lost, I think, a lot of what made the movie so good.
I like that they did that with Logan's last movie too, because why? Like, this is my thing with a lot of these superhero movies. Anyways, bro, they are literally like in a lot of these movies, they are literally defending the world, bro. Reality of that is not a PG movie or a PG-13 movie. Like that's why I like The Boys so much. That because that's realistic, bro. Like you're not gonna be having superheroes fight outside your house and you not thinking anything of it. Like you're not gonna, bro. This dude was standing on the sidewalk with his girl and superhero A-Train just ran through and just completely obliterated her. Like that's the real life effects of living in the city with superheroes. Everything is getting destroyed.
Watch out.
Yeah. So I love that aspect, especially in The Boys. But I like that they made those other movies rated R and they gave them the space and everything for them to actually have that real life content, the real life dialogue, the real life everything. Like this is a serious moment, bro. We are literally, this is it, bro. Like this is not PG. We are fighting against the world, and I'm Wolverine. I have metal claws.
That's the thing too.
I have claws out of adamantium. Why am I in a PG movie?
It's just like I said, but the Fire Nation stuff. But if your whole character is built around this, like Deadpool pulls two swords out, and we talking about what we gonna do if I'm using this for something.
Yeah,
I got guns.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's guns. Like, bro,
I got claws coming out, and you telling me my whole reason behind my powers, why everybody loves me is my claws, and you tell me I'm just gonna pull them out just to show you. And then like put them back.
Yeah, no,
bro. You got what I mean. I don't know.
That's why. But I love that. Like in that Logan movie, they genuinely like you saw in the scene when he was in the woods. He genuinely turned into a Wolverine. Like he genuinely became that crazy, sinister animal. It was just destroying everything around him. Got a little excited, but he just. You could see it, especially when he was fighting against the clone. You could see exactly like how hard he really had to go. That's a younger version of himself. Like you could see it. You see how animalistic he became. You see how the girl as well. Yeah. Just because she's his savage. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that animalistic, that savage. You see all of that on screen. It was amazing.
And I think you have to have that type of stuff too to show like a true test.
Exactly.
Because like you said, if somebody's got super power, super strength, super healing, like you have to have a true test. And if I'm showing this guy do the same thing to you that he's doing to everybody else,
it's not fair.
Then what do we really have to be worried about as an audience?
Yeah.
I feel that.
Oh, that was that Logan movie. Like that had me for a while, bro.
No, yeah. So do you think right now in the run of things is there like a clear winner in terms of like the Marvel and DC debate?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my personal opinion, but I think right now DC probably up because Marvel. I don't know what the heck they got going on, bro.
I've been saying that.
Like even though DC, like I'll be honest, DC hasn't been putting out insanely good movies, but like they're not terrible. And a lot of them are solid watches, and also they absolutely been obliterating them on the animation side for years.
Oh my gosh, yeah, animation has been out of here.
Yeah.
The only thing saving grace to anything in terms of like cinema in the Marvel world, in my opinion, had to be the MCU.
Oh yeah.
At least them having a bunch of movies that were tied together, so they were at least able to have these people exist in the same universe.
Yeah.
That I think was the only thing that saved them. And like to be honest, I don't think all those movies are good either.
No, they're not.
Like, I think you can go with the two Avengers. Yeah, you can go like Infinity War. And the other one that's right after that. And then
I would take Age of Ultron. That's a good one too.
I like Age of Ultron. There's
Iron
a lot
Man.
of stuff that they did that I think another good thing about the MCU though is that they can like retcon or redcon a bunch of stuff. Like when stuff doesn't work, they can like take it out and try to explain it in a later movie.
Yeah.
So that's good. But
I like Ragnarok. I thought it was a great movie.
that's the one where he goes with Hulk. He finds like Hulk on the other world or whatever.
Yes. I know it's the one where he fights his sister. I don't remember exactly where Hulk is on that one. He think he is in that one though, but that's
If it's
the
one where
he fights his sister.
if the one with Hulk in it, then yeah, I would agree with you. I don't think the other two were good. Like God of Love and War.
I think Love and War was decent for what it was. I'll be honest with you. I don't have anything. I don't really got too much negative to say about that one. Like I think that one was good for what it was. Like I think that one was more geared to be like a rom-com. So I mean, like, I think that one was okay for what it was. Now if they genuinely are like, because in the comics it was like a little rom-com spinoff or like a love spinoff for Thor, but like if that was not what they meant to do, and they
Black Panther was pretty good.
yeah, but that's not what they meant to do. I don't know, but that one was okay for me. I think the Iron Man, I want to say 1 and 2, they're good. Captain America is the first one. I like that one. Civil War was okay for me. I think that's like a lot of people's favorite Civil War, or a lot of people like that one. That one was solid for me.
Yeah, because I like the conflict.
I don't think I watched Winter Soldier. But like, I'll be honest with you, like the only ones that are like superb movies, or like this is a great movie, is just the last two Infinity Wars.
Infinity War,
and I say Ragnarok.
Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah.
And I give Ragnarok that's a good one.
Yeah, I could agree to that. Yeah, but oh my gosh, the most recent ones. I'm over here looking at the most recent ones. Oh yeah, you got Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. All trash. I'm not gonna say trash.
Yeah.
'Cause, like I said, No Way Home I think was good for what it did. And then
I think Eternals had some strong pieces in the movie, but they just didn't bring it together.
no, it was just I didn't feel any reason to be attached or attracted to that movie.
Yeah.
Black
Like,
Panther: Wakanda Forever. I think I think it started like I was like, oh, I was hooked,
yeah.
and then like towards the end it started. Yeah,
I'll be honest, they lost me with that one.
a lot of like plot holes and stuff
Yeah.
like that that didn't add up.
I feel like that was one of the movies where they kind of like they had the plan and everything kind of fell apart really fast.
Yeah, so I kind of like, and like I want to be the one that says, you got to cut them some slack.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's like like the age old business is business kind of thing. You put the movie out.
Yeah. Like me personally, as a fan, when they announced that they were recasting, when they was having problems with the recast, I said, bro, don't even drop
You
it.
don't gotta move it. You don't gotta
Keep
make
the movie. I keep dropping that joint.
Ain't Butterfingers.
I said, like, yeah, keep the movie. Like, because once I seen that they was, like, having issues with Shuri or whatever, I was like, this is just going to create a myriad of issues, bro. Just keep the movie at this point. Because they were already having issues with everything else, too. I was like, I don't know. And personally, I was kind of mad that they didn't cast, what's his name? M'Baku as Black Panther.
M'Baku, yeah.
Yeah, M'Baku. Yeah, I kind of wanted to see him, but like that's obviously a personal thing. But like, I did think he would have made a great Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they, man, that was what guys say. I think the movie was on such a crescendo because, bro, they had my boy, I'm just gonna call him Featherfeet. I cannot remember his name on the top of my head.
Oh yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Believe me, amazing. He did good. I think his casting. I think he was stoic. He did what he was supposed to do. They had some good scenes with him and his people. And like they were just, it seemed like they were so formidable. They were so unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then like you had warriors. They couldn't defeat her. They didn't stand a chance against the people. And then out of nowhere, they have a kid who's never been in battle, but like maybe one time in Infinity War, just gets to just jump across everybody who couldn't defeat them, and is actually warriors. And then she just gets to go fight.
That's what I was like. M'Baku is literally the strongest person there. Like,
and like fights every day.
yeah, like he's a true warrior. I don't know. And I also I felt like they kind of like they didn't allow her to be herself, low key.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had to be the Black Panther instead of being like Shuri's Black Panther. But I also like when she went back, she kind of was like, nah, I'm gonna do a little bit of my thing too. When she went back,
I kind of agree to that too. Now that's why I think I kind of got lost too, because it's like the entire time we've known her, she's been like talented, but like has had this aspect to her that was like, okay, she's funny, she's goofy, and everybody's like, yo, you gotta learn how to take stuff serious. Right. And then like it's just a switch that randomly goes off in the movie where she just becomes serious. And it's like, where did that come from? Yeah. There was no real reasoning for her to just get like that.
I want to say, was it after dude killed her mama?
It might have been, but
I feel like a lot, like way prior to, you should have been a lot more serious, because like when he came there alone,
it's about timing.
Yeah, like when he told y'all exactly what he was gonna do before actually doing it, and you should have been on timing then. Like he literally came over there and said, "Bro, I'm gonna kill you," and they were like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, we like to see you try." And he went back there and did exactly what he said he was gonna do.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, and I didn't like how like easily she put him down, because like, bro, he's really him.
That's what blew me, bro. How was he running around rampant all this time? Like I said, nobody could even stand it. Not even against him. Yeah. His hench people, his warriors, his fleet, his military. They couldn't fight them. Yeah. But now somebody can just skip, who's never been in combat, can just go ahead and go against bro. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, I think it was a little crazy, bro.
Nah, that was crazy.
I just feel like that was like the biggest show of plot armor right there.
Yeah, it was like just plot convenience for sure when it came to her, because, and like I said, I would have been cool with plot convenience. So let's just have a scenario where we can have plot convenience. If he has his kryptonite, let's just give him his kryptonite. Yeah, we found his kryptonite. Let's not have go hand to hand and lose hand to hand.
And then when she was fighting him, she was like, "I could end you right now. I'm just not gonna do it." What do you mean? He just killed your mama.
And that's why I said it was incongruent with who she was as a character. Exactly. Because if her whole time she's about, bro, my brother, you've been too peaceful. So tell her brother, you've been too peaceful. Exactly. You've been doing this and that. Hey, look, bro, this is too easy. Like, it ain't hard for you to be Black Panther. And she's laughing and joking about all the funny stuff, all the serious situations. Now you're serious because your mom got taken. Cool. You lost everybody in your family. So, I mean, that would probably breed a savage. Right. But you did that, and, like, you just go about things now, like, randomly. You just turn the switch on and become serious. And I'm stoic, and I'm like, I've grown. Yeah. Like, and there was, like I said, nothing necessarily that happened to make that character. Like, you got the Spider-Man. I was right there, and I could have helped. I had the ability to help this man, and little did you know, not only was this a regular man, this was my uncle, so it hit me dear and home, who I just had an argument with. So I created this problem with myself where I could have helped. And great power comes responsibility. So I had the power to help this. I have a responsibility that not necessarily just centered around myself. So that changes his outlook and his determination as he goes forward. Exactly. There wasn't necessarily a moment. Yeah, mom died, but it wasn't like, I don't recall a moment or a series of something that led to, you gotta take it serious. You gotta do. Like, it wasn't like, okay, brother passed. Look, shorty, you gotta Like, since my brother passed, I've been taking things more serious. They didn't even have that. Yeah, it was just she's just randomly in the end of the movie because she's joking around with old girl that's like Iron Man Jr. You know what I'm saying? The whole movie. Yeah, and then randomly just becomes serious. She's even joking around with Okoye and all that. You got beat by fish people? Seriously? But I don't know, man. That was a big fumble in my opinion. Like, I think it was still good, like what they did, like musically, and how they were still able to put together a film. But I think it was a good, it had potential. I think the ending, that last act of the movie just killed it for me.
I think that movie was on par to be like another great movie.
Oh yeah,
and it ended up being solid.
Bad vibes. They're supposed to be coming out with another Superman. next year.
I can take it.
I ain't gonna lie. If I see one more Superman origin story, I'm done. Stop showing me this origin.
Yeah, I'm just like curious as to what they're gonna do with it.
They keep trying to reboot him and show the same people over and over again. It's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they did Tom Holland and stopped showing. Look, we already know you Spider-Man. Let's not worry about that origin story anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go, because they keep rebooting Superman, and they keep basically every movie is the same story.
Yeah.
Just trying to redo it with a new Superman. We'll probably be receptive to it. It's like how they did Batman. The next Batman. That's why I said Pattinson Batman was good. That was a good movie. It was long, but it was a really good movie. Because we got to get into it, and we got to get into a part that hasn't been touched. We just seen what made you become Batman, and now we get to see your day to day as Bruce Wayne / Batman. But we get to see him as like he's still figuring himself out, still figuring out the routine. He's still figuring out what type of equipment, what specifics I need. And that's what I liked about the Batman Begins movies too.
Yeah.
Because he would take a fall, and he'd be like, dang, next time I gotta have this or something like that. He gets stabbed, dang, I gotta have, like you have something so they can learn from. So I like that his Batman, not only of course his aesthetic and everything is like it's like fresh, his suit is like he's still working out the kinks, trying to figure out how to move around and everything like that. But essentially you avoided the same old story of us trying to see how did you get here. We just got straight to it. We already know how you got here. You're Batman. We already know what happened.
If they do that that Superman one, I want to see like them do Bizarro or something. Like they got to bring something else. I don't want to see him continuously, bro.
Dumb stuff.
He has so many foes that he is not. I'm not gonna lie. Like with Superman, they have seriously dropped the ball, and I think it's just because they can't find anybody to consistently cast this, bro. Like they thought they had it with Cavill, and that kind of just like fell through.
Yeah, because like, I don't know.
I mean,
you a lot going on, right?
yeah, and then also like DC was they had a lot of funny stuff going on. Just in general.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, because I saw like he wanted to do like another Superman movie or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, they
That
fumbled the bag.
Black Adam thing was really screwed them over.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, because it pushed like my gosh. Which like truly, I was excited watching Black Adam because I got in this thing where I stopped watching trailers. So I was excited watching Black Adam because they introduced a lot of characters that I was like, dang.
Yeah.
I'm glad, especially like you said in DC, like they haven't brought to the forefront. So I was like, dang, this is good.
And he just
like Dr. Fate. I was like, oh my gosh. Dr. Fate. But yeah, like the same kind of thing. Like it's like a movie in entire. Like it was like it was for what it could have been. I think it could have been a lot better.
But also like
so it had some good fight scenes in it too. But and like there's definitely some good scenes where you can relate to the characters too. But I don't know. But I gotta say right now, I like in terms of like last phase, motion phase, DC got it.
Yeah,
the Aquaman movie was. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of poop. But I don't like.
Bro, it's funny that you said. I just watched it last night. I literally just watched it. Yeah.
The newest one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you didn't watch it with us. Yeah.
I did. I saw it, but I fell asleep.
Oh yeah.
I had to watch it again.
So what you think?
I'm be honest with you. I just don't think Aquaman is just the best character for like his own thing.
I think they're trying to do that thing.
Yeah.
Like that Marvel's doing, that's why I agree that Marvel may have pumped out 21 movies. I don't think. Personally, I didn't need all those movies.
I
didn't need that.
I've been saying I don't think every character needs. If you give them a TV show or like a one special or whatever, it's fine. But every single one does not need a movie. Like all of these characters, with all due respect, like Doctor Strange, I was not the biggest fan of his singular movie. But the way that they casted him throughout, that was amazing.
Yeah,
but like,
because I think that's how he gets like used in the comics. He's like, it's like a lot of people come to him as an aid. Like you just being Doctor, because it's like the Superman effect. What the heck are you doing in your own movie where we had to see some type of peril from you?
Yeah.
You had to bring that to the screen. And I kind of agree too, like kind of like how you were saying. I mean, wait. Did you say what you felt about Aquaman? You said you.
The first one I say was a lot better. It was still like it was solid. The first one, it was solid. The second one. Certain actors did well. Like I liked old buddy playing as what's his name? The antagonist, black dude. I can't think of his name.
The Manta.
Yeah, like I liked his character.
Yeah, I did.
I liked.
Second one was.
I liked like
Blew me the second one.
I liked. I just don't know. Like it really, it was not a good
It was not a
cohesive
good
project,
movie.
bro. Like
That was bad.
yeah, like there was aspects that that's nice. Okay, that's a cool fight scene, I
They
guess.
try to make Aquaman funny too. I don't think Aquaman's funny.
Yeah,
You don't have to not everybody has to be like Thor, bro.
that's what I'm saying. And
Or like they try to make everybody this funny person.
they literally try. I feel like they literally try to replicate like what they did in Thor movies. And I personally, I don't like that in Thor either. Like, don't do that. He's like literally the god of thunder. Like, when they do that, they take away from his essence of character so much.
It's like I was watching the WWE documentary, and they were talking about a lot of it, how a lot of their casting and everything like that, and a lot of how people's careers take off or don't stick. It's literally just because of the end of the day, the crowd's reception.
Yeah,
And like, so the person can come out there and put together a wonderful array of moves, but the crowd doesn't like you, then the crowd just doesn't like you. And that's what we're talking about. Like, there's a lot of those big guys. They tried to push certain people, and they tried to push. But at the end of the day, if the consumer is not kind of mess with this,
yeah,
then we don't have to worry about it. So I don't think you have to. Like, I think like you have moments where people are funny, and then it becomes a thing where you can have that moment
yeah,
that they're funny, and like you said, you allow the crowd to kind of have their own perception about it. But if every single time we have to try to make this person funny, I think it's just pointless to that. Allow the crowd to be like, oh, that was funny.
like a couple of the like the natural kind of forming puns or whatever. Like those okay. That's funny. But like, bro, you're not a comedian. You're literally like, stop. Why are you telling a joke? And like, I don't feel like there was any space for him to be telling jokes in that movie.
Nah.
Like, there's literally nothing funny about what's happening. Like, he's
bad
literally, bro,
vibes.
things are so bad that you have to release your brother who you prisoned yourself to help you fight side by
They're all
side.
joking around like everything's sweet.
Yeah, like, he sets your house on fire, almost kills your dad, kidnaps your, bro, what are we joking about?
I don't know why.
Like, I don't know. I feel like that anything, this is the time where you need to have him turned up, and he needs to be the absolute.
More dynamic.
Yeah.
Because if you even think about, in the same breath, like I will say that's one thing the Marvel did do well was like the Marvel and the Loki and Thor dynamic, because he's like, bro, I don't trust you, and every moment is filled with that. What's he doing? What's he up to?
Like he picked up his brother and literally was not worried about anything. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like, is this not the same brother that you in prison for years and years and years and years?
They just start working together like
I felt like his brother had more of animosity towards him than he did. And I'm like, bro, why is he the only one, like, kind of checking you and making sure you're trustworthy? Yeah.
You're supposed to be like, I don't like you, bro.
Yeah.
And he was like, you championing to be with him. And like I said, for plot convenience. But I don't think there was, like, any tension there because, like you said, when Thor had to work with Loki, the entire time he's like, bro, I'm not working with this dude.
Exactly.
I'm not doing this. I know what he's capable of. And even if when they consider doing it, he's looking at him over the shoulders the whole time. So then when he tries to fight for Thor in the very end, there's like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
And you feel that. Versus, oh, yeah, I imprisoned him, but we're cool. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Like, what the heck, bro?
Try to slide that past us. I don't like that. But yeah, that's the only thing they got Superman coming. And that's one thing that just blows me. They never have him fighting. They had a remake of the Justice League where it was like, I guess, truly under the director's.
The Zack Snyder version? Yeah.
And they had Darkseid in it.
I was glad to finally see.
Oh my gosh! Like I'm just, like, cause they did Steppenwolf crazy in the first one. They like finally we have a formidable opponent.
Exactly.
For them. And that's why I think like I was Superman a formidable opponent. There we go. Like, cause like you said, it's just like it's like the God complex. Like, okay, and we don't need to see Superman fighting bank robbers.
No, cause they literally don't stand a chance. That's insane.
No. Let's allow somebody that has the capacity and the savagery to destroy stuff, and had reasoning to be here, but we actually get to see as well someone who can pose an actual threat.
Yeah,
to Superman. That used to be I used to love that joint. But I don't know. Y'all let us know what y'all think about some of these adaptations. Like I said, I think they've been trying really, really hard. I mean, I'm starting actually. I think the only thing that DC really had recently is just that they did the Batman movie. Because I'm thinking about it, I didn't even like Blue Beetle.
I didn't watch it.
Actually the Flash one wasn't that bad.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The Flash movie did not deserve all the hate that it got.
No,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree with that
I understand if everybody mad about the casting. I can agree.
Sure.
But let's be honest, bro. That was a decent movie. Like, if you know the Flash story, like they did a pretty good job portraying it. Like, I feel like people were nitpicky about the dumbest things. Like they were like, why is he running like? Bro, he's in slow motion. He's literally running. People don't understand like how fast Flash actually runs. He runs like 13 million miles an hour. Like, genuinely, he's faster than the speed of light. So when you try to slow something like that down, bro, it's gonna look crazy.
And I also think that they talked about like there's a scientific reason, but like if you're in like there's like it's like a physics thing. If you're moving so fast, the only way that you would comprehend how you would physically be able to do it would have to be a certain way. Like it would have to be shown a certain way. Like, it's like when they had the monsters that are so big and they're like, because you would only physically be able to cover but so much, which, like I said, at the end of the day, if my hand goes from here to here, it might look like a small task, but if I'm 10,000 feet tall, I'm moving miles with my hand, so it's gonna look a little slow. But yeah, people point out the dumbest things in that. I can't agree to certain things in the plot where like I think it would have been interesting to see. He's going back and he became a villain because he's trying to solve the reasoning or trying to prevent his mom's murder. How about we just find out who his mom murder is? And I get it, they didn't want to replay the that same Flash story that we've seen in the TV show, we've seen it in everything, but I guess to me it was just kind of like you missed the whole point, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you created this whole problem when you could have like just let's figure out who killed my mom and why. I go back and see who killed them and I can go stop them. Instead of, why did she die? Because she went out to get groceries. Let me fix the groceries. Yeah. But I get it. I like how they tied in the dad and everything. Yeah. So I'm not like too upset. But yeah, I don't think it was a terrible movie.
I just genuinely don't think it was. Like, it did not warrant all the hate that it was getting.
Blue Beetle was definitely unneeded.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I'm sure it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah, I watched it on TV.
Okay.
It came out on like Disney or something like that. I was like, I don't know. I don't even think I finished the movie. It was just like, what are we doing?
It's pretty much like just bootleg Spider-Man, basically, right? But I mean,
the way they did it,
Blue Beetle did come first, though.
But really, like it's really supposed to be like like it's like ancient Egyptian. Like I think he's got the scarab, it's the Beatles represented the scarab. Yeah. And he gets overtaken by the scarab. The beetle is like super alien technology that when he puts it on, he's able to do all these things. And kind of the same thing. You got to have a formidable foe. Yeah. In this scenario, because people are trying to capture that beetle. So it's not like truly Spider-Man, but there's like
that's what all the kind of flack I was hearing. The people were saying it was just basically a poorly made Spider-Man.
No,
yeah,
he's a whole different set. Yeah, but like I said, there wasn't like any true peril or anything like that. But I guess I didn't finish it. I stopped it because like this is just dumb.
I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Yeah, I might try to run it back. But yeah, that's it. So I mean, going forward is gonna be interesting to see because spoiler alert, I tried to avoid the Madam Web hate, but that was not it. So we'll have to see, I guess, what Marvel has coming up their sleeve. Yeah, what they're able to do. Hopefully they can revamp something. It looks like Deadpool's coming. Yeah, that'll probably be the one thing that'll save things. The third one, they got Wolverine.
I'm excited for that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah, yeah,
I'm dumb excited.
Good. I went and rewatched. I ain't gonna lie. I was talking about the MCU. I went and rewatched like the Daredevil, like the whole mutant franchise. Yeah, like the New Mutants, Deadpool, and X-Men. Those are it. Mm-hmm. Those are them.
But I also feel like, and it's also like maybe it's possibly it's a nostalgic thing for me, but like I also do like a lot of those older ones too. Like I feel like in their time, those are like
trailblazers. Like seriously, X2 is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies.
I don't remember which one.
That's when they have like Nightcrawler comes in. And they try to like he tries to kill the president.
Okay, that was a good one. So, that one, I like Last Stand too, low-key. I don't know why. That one's
I wouldn't even watch it. That wasn't as OZ as I thought it was. Yeah. But the fights were good.
Yeah, it's like etched into my memory.
Yeah, they keep trying to run back like the what you call it. with Jane. I ain't messing with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got some good stuff coming out in terms of like the movies and whatnot. I don't think there's anything else I really got to watch that I got to get my hands on just yet. So I'll definitely be keeping eyes on it. I think I've been trying to watch Snowfall. Hulu makes it tough, but I'm gonna try to finish that joint.
Franklin St. John, you ain't finished it yet?
No, but I think like I just can like get in the pattern of watching it, and like it's one of these things you have to like sit down and watch.
Yeah.
And like I've been trying to watch it, and then like I get hit with the ad on Hulu, and it's like a 3-minute ad, so I gotta get falling off. And I'm like, dang, I just forgot what happened. I gotta rewind it, and yeah, so I don't know. I gotta like really dedicate my time to really knock it out. Mm-hmm. But that's really it. That's really all I'm watching right now.
You watch Power?
No, I got like maybe to like the second season, and then I just kind of gave up.
I ain't gonna lie. 50 is doing some stuff with the universe right now. I will say the BMF just came on too. That's like another extension of the universe. It's not Power, but that's obviously like based off a true story. But for now, he's got sequels or kind of leading to a different season. Tommy has his own spinoff now. Tariq has his own spinoff series. They're doing a prequel, Raising Kanan, showing how.
Yeah, so I saw they got a lot going on. That's why I said I might just give it up because I think I'm just too far out.
But I'll be honest though, like you not too far out because I'm rewatching Power right now from like the start, and I feel like it's one of those things where like it doesn't matter which one you watch first, low key. Like, cause every time, like I've already watched Power all the way through, and I'm still going back and like still connecting pieces. Like they're still connecting dots because the original Power, where everything was made, like I like the way they did it too. Like the original Power, okay, it's done. Everybody on that show, whoever's dead is dead. They're gone. Whoever's gone is gone. But now they're doing the prequels and these spinoffs, so it's like they kind of have to like piece stuff kind of like along the way. So like within this prequel, they're doing Raising Kanan, like this, like they're literally like connecting the dots like along the way. So it's like you're kind of like finding out as you watch. So it ain't gonna lie. The way
it gave me. I mean, it just seemed like the Lions joint, so I just stopped caring too much. Whatever that joint was with like, what is her name? Taraji and them. And a boy that was lying.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It ain't nothing like that. It's so much better.
Yeah, like I said, I'm in like the second season. I just I don't know. I just stopped. I don't know.
I was like that
not for any reason. I just stopped watching them.
I like that with a couple of shows. I ain't gonna lie. Like How to Get Away with Murder, I still haven't finished that. I need to finish that. That's a great TV show. I ain't finished that yet.
Yeah, I agree with that. Likewise, and that's why I think my problem is when it comes to shows because like I have to dedicate a certain amount of time to like lock in and watch it.
Yeah, and I can't binge.
It's hard.
Too much.
Yeah, it's hard to have like that much time to be able to do it too, and it is hard.
And everything is an hour long now, so you
literally
don't
gotta
have
lock in for an hour. Yeah,
like
I'm see one episode. The only thing like I said, I did binge that Avatar, but
yeah,
you know, it was different. I got straight to it. I knew what I had to do.
Yeah.
We can sidestep over to sports, man. A lot of things have been going on in sports.
Yes.
The sports world. Most recently, Jake Paul just had a knockout, and then after that, he called out Canelo. He's been calling out Canelo for a while, and he keeps talking about but he has mentioned early on that he wants to. They looks at Canelo with a lot of respect. Honestly, personally, stop talking about Canelo. You're not there.
You're not in that realm yet.
You're not there yet. Salute to him. He's definitely knocking people out and dropping people left and right, but he ain't there yet.
No, he's definitely got to. How many fights has he fought now? Like 4?
Nah, I think that's his 10th fight. I think he just fought.
But like, how many like are actual pro boxers that he's fought?
Pro boxers. It's not many.
But like, I think he needs to get like maybe.
Are we unfairly grading Jake Paul?
No, I mean I'm not. I think he just needs a little like I think once he gets to like maybe like 15, 10 pro fights, like actual boxer fights, or he gets to like 10, 15 boxer fights, I feel like he can. His claims will be a little bit more cemented because he can say, bro, I've been fighting boxers. I've been fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like he puts he gets his feet wet a little bit more. He keeps continuing to knock out these fighters because I feel like everybody around in that 15, 20 kind of mark, they can kind of start talking a little bit when you get some fights.
I agree. It's the only way you have to. I think where the problem is with Jake Paul is that he's such a large draw that, like, where a lot of people have to climb the ranks, there is no reason for Jake Paul to climb the ranks other than to gain experience. Because in terms of how I'm larger than any other athlete you have out here.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I may not be as skilled as a Canelo, I'm the one that's going to be able to draw the numbers that Canelo can draw on. So there's no benefit to me bringing in these boxers, me fighting somebody who's like me. I don't have a reason to do that because I'm giving somebody the publicity and the limelight that doesn't necessarily deserve it because they haven't contributed as much. I don't want to say contributed as much to boxing, but
They haven't contributed much to the event, like the pay-per-view.
to the sport, or I don't want to say to the sport.
It's really just
but in terms of just the marketing promo and the money size of things, that you've just fought a couple no names. We got the same record, but I would do myself a disservice to fight you because at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, Jake Paul's in a weird space where, like I said, his name is surpassed his talent. Yeah. Because he can go and sell out a fight against anybody. But is it fair for me to give somebody the opportunity that doesn't necessarily deserve it? If let's say he's 9-1, well, if I go find somebody else who's 9-1, the resume is not going to look nearly as nice as mine. Or even if they're not going to have fought anybody either. And then, so you don't have the draw, social media, et cetera, that I have. Yeah. So then it doesn't do me a service to fight you.
I mean, outside of that, I feel like for him, he doesn't need to be worrying about like that aspect because you're calling out experienced boxers. So for you, the thing that you're doing that you need to do as a boxer, or if you're trying to be a boxer, you're trying to cement yourself for real, you have to do that. Like it's not about draws, or you have to do that. Like that's what you have to do as a boxer. You got to climb the ranks. If you want to be able to touch this person, you got to fight because nobody's gonna let you touch Canelo if you haven't fought for real. Like.
Because I guess the same breath is if The Rock became a boxer today and wanted to fight Tommy Fury, that would do numbers. But it's like what
the heck qualifies you to be able to box, man? Mm-hmm. And it's like the same thing in the same breath that you could say Jake Paul is a humongous draw. He's also a humongous risk for a lot of boxers because they don't really gain much from fighting him. Like you don't gain.
I take it. No, I don't agree with that.
I do. You get a lot of notoriety and you'll get press and promo, but as far as boxing, it doesn't cement you any way, shape, or form.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It does nothing for you as a boxer.
It's if you beat. It's those things where you're expected to beat Jake Paul.
So like he's kind of like he's a finicky situation.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because Jake Paul I think gets more accreditation if he beats someone. He can say, "Look, I beat a boxer."
Yeah, and even if he loses, like it's a win-win situation because, bro, I'm getting experience. Like he can take a loss because he's not a boxer. Truly, I mean, he is a boxer, obviously, but like he's not cemented as the other guys. Like if you lose to Jake Paul, it doesn't matter if he's nice. It doesn't matter. He has a tough right hand. He's actually a pretty decent boxer, but like it doesn't matter because he's an influence. He wasn't wrought up in it, so it's like. It's a weird, finicky situation, low-key. Yeah.
And I was going to say, in the boxing world still, we got, honestly, so far, my favorite fight of the year is going to be the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. Yeah. There's been a lot going on with the way they two have been trolling each other. A lot of the internet's been talking about Garcia. It seems like he's out of it already. He does look like that.
Yeah, I know. It does seem like he's been wilding.
Yeah, I mean, him and his group, they got a lot going on. I mean, I know he's like fired trainers. He's got new trainers.
He got a lot of internal conflicts.
He's got a lot of different management and promotion teams behind him now. He does sound like he can't put together a sentence anymore. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what is going on in terms of that. Honestly, do you have a pick?
I want Garcia to win. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. And I truly do think Garcia could beat Haney.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. While Haney, if it comes down to it and Garcia don't play it right, he's going to beat him. Like, if it comes down to decision and Garcia doesn't play it right, he's going to beat him. Because Devin Haney is literally made to, like, that's his stick. He can fight and he can outlast fighters.
Funny enough, I got these a little bit differently. So, honestly, I think Haney got him.
You think so?
I think Haney, I agree with what Haney says. He's a better fighter. Now, I say this. I think Ryan Garcia is talented, but I would say, and I'd say he's probably more talented than Haney.
No, I agree. Like, Haney is the better technical fighter. He is.
And that's what I was going to say. Because like that KD thing where he says hard work beats talent, talent beats work hard. Mm-hmm. Because I've seen where Haney's skill was at a certain point to where he is now. And I think I can see a difference
Yeah.
Versus Garcia, not like I feel like his glaring weaknesses are still his glaring weaknesses. I could be wrong because like everybody says, we haven't seen him on like his new training team, his new regimen and program, and a lot of people. Funny enough, one thing I will agree with Ryan Garcia is that they talk about where he fought
Tank.
And people, he didn't technically knock Ryan out. Ryan did quit.
Yeah.
He did tap out, which you can argue was good or bad for Ryan's career because at the end of the day, does it worth him continuing to fight where he has no fight in the match?
Yeah.
Or just taking it out and at least allowing myself a couple more years to fight? I think he chose the right decision. I think, honestly, he was just such in a rush trying to sign the contract because he was going to get a bag off of that thing. Because losing 30 pounds is crazy, or 20 pounds, however much it was crazy.
Like nobody, like realistic. And I'd say that when Tank introduced that contract, I was like, bro, he knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah. And he's playing that game, bro. And Ryan fell right into it because he was hungry. He needed that fight. He wanted to fight.
Because like you said, you never get an opportunity to just climb the ranks like that. And Ryan Garcia was one of those people who climbed the ranks really fast in order to get that fight.
But like, with all due respect, Ryan had he took a lot to get that fight. Like, that's not no easy feat. Like, losing that, bro, you sell Errol Spence and Crawford. Like, bro. Yeah. Even though Spence, like, you know what I'm saying, he had whatever he went through prior to, bro, he looked like a dead man walking to the ring. Like, the fight was over long before it even started, bro. He was lethargic, everything before he even entered the ring.
And especially me being somebody with a super fast metabolism. Yeah. And I've been at points playing collegiate sports where like I'm ready to faint, and like I had like my coaches had to get me out of practice to go get food and everything like that. I could only imagine purposely going out of your way to lose mad weight and thinking what that kind of stuff would do to your performance. Yeah, like, I've been out there, like I said, just not with the fifth meal of the day, and I go out there trying to go hoop, and I'm exhausted on the first play. So I can only imagine, like you said, imagine you getting hit, and then your reflexes got to kick in and everything, and you 10, 20, 30 pounds lighter. That's insane.
And then on top of that, he's on a rehydration clause too, bro.
Yeah, that was insane.
I ain't lie. Like, respectfully, like, not if we're actually being realistic. If Ryan was to win that fight, God was on his side because there's literally no way he was gonna win that fight, bro.
No,
like literally, like you saw the way he was swinging, like he was gonna have to knock him out. That was the only way he was gonna win the fight because Tank was literally fighting him at prime health, bro.
Yeah,
like
facts.
He was beautifully conditioned, more bro, nah.
And that
everything.
Like you said, that honestly takes a good toll into it too, because a lot of people's power is behind their weight. Yeah, like if you know, like they say, you know how to throw your weight around, bro. Now and that might be the thing too. A lot of my workouts and regimen have been tailored to maybe working on my form, working on my defense, working on my cardio. But if now I have to add losing mad weight to my workout regimen, I might have put on the back burner my skill. So, yeah, I agree. That was a crazy fight. Yeah, they're wilding right now with the promo. I think Garcia's, like, posting, like, his old girls, old flings, and stuff like that. They're jabbing at each other, like, racially.
Yeah, I feel like, to me, I feel like a lot of the new boxing press conferences just be a whole lot of robbery and just foolishness.
What are we talking about?
Like, they don't never be talking about how they're going to do each other in the ring. They be talking about everything else but boxing. Like, that's what I liked about Crawford's fight. And he was like, bro, we don't need to do all of this extra stuff, bro. We going to get in the ring and we going to fight. Like, we don't need to do all of this talking about each other's family. No, bro. We going to get in the ring and we going to fight. And we going to see who's the better man there. Like, I understand because, you know, it sells tickets or whatever, but like, bro, that's not has nothing to do with boxing. Like this is
talking about man, his girlfriend, his baby mama. Like he's like posting like online, this is baby mama, or his ex girl.
Like, okay, I mean that's cool, but like, what are you gonna do in the ring? Like, let's see you post a workout video, or it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like
it's when Twitter fingers.
Yeah, when it's time, but I feel like when it's boxing, bro, box. What are you doing?
I feel that.
Hey. Post the, you know what I'm saying? Post the, I'm going, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. You know what I'm saying? Do something boxing.
I agree. So definitely excited to see some of these fights. We'll see how they keep things moving. Speaking of moving up the ranks, LeBron James has passed $40,000 points. He's kind of invincible.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, I think It is literally crazy. Like, I used to be a Kobe dude. I still am a Kobe guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. I'm a Kobe fan, but, like, I used to be a LeBron hater, bro.
Okay.
And it was just purely because of, like, how much he was compared to Kobe. And I was like, bro, he's so young. Like, no, bro. He ain't got nothing to Kobe.
I
Bro,
saw.
he is insane. Like,
He's OD.
literally, if I was not watching it right in front of my eyes, like, I would not believe it. Like, bro.
Yeah, facts.
I don't think people would like comprehend what LeBron is doing, but he is 39 years old, 21 years into his career, still playing peak level basketball, MVP caliber basketball, if you will. Like,
Man, he's sick.
that in of itself is ridiculous, bro. That's crazy. And people was, oh, he's been playing for 20 years. Of course he got 40. Bro, there's literally no NBA player in history that could average 30 points a game for 20 years. So like, you got to put that to rest, bro. Like, he's been playing great basketball from the time he stepped into the league
And it's been
to now.
And I was watching like a little, like I guess, little opinion video where they were talking about who's been the best player in the NBA year by year, and there's like a huge gap, and they were like, it's LeBron James, and it's been like I think prior to that, I think we did it from like the 1970, but it was like from what's been the best player from 1970 to like current, and there's been like a couple players that had like a couple years, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but like LeBron was like 15 years, like, the best player. It was like, because I agree that I think from like the moment LeBron stepped in the league, I could say probably let's truly say after like 2008, I think there's like you could make an argument every single year that he could be MVP.
Yeah, I really think before that, if we're being honest, I feel like low-key, I want to say 2006 up, but Kobe was hooping.
Kobe was crazy.
Hooping.
Kobe was going crazy.
So I'll take them back.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
2008
06
up.
06, 07. I mean, that's
But
when
Mamba
you had
hooping
81.
too.
That's when 81 point Kobe.
Yeah, that's facts. He had 35 a game, Kobe.
Yeah,
And, like, he was wilding.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in the
360 points in a month. I ain't gonna lie, he was bugging.
He was in another bag for sure. I think a lot of these guys too, when they talk about bags, they be out of their mind. And speaking about bags, the funny thing I saw, it wasn't even sports related, but I was talking about Twitter fingers earlier. Meek Mill went viral arguing with Akademiks.
Yeah.
About, I guess, which I agree, Akademiks did kind of mess up because he did allude that it was Meek Mill in a document. Essentially, all this stuff that's going on with P. Diddy. I think a former producer of P. Diddy accused S.A., it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Happening from Diddy to a rapper out of Philadelphia that dated Nicki Minaj, what he said to the court date. So I think it's hearsay off of hearsay. So like you're only alleging something based off of hearsay. So at the end of the day, the producer could be lying.
Yeah.
But Akademiks did tie Meek Mill into it. And what kind of happened was they kind of got into a battle online. And of course, I think this is a realm that is just so destructive to many artists because Akademiks is the online king.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I will say. And this is one of those scenarios, too, where I think a lot of people kind of brush over it because, they always talk about how, like, Akademiks never talks to anyone other than women, which I think is absolutely false because he's sick when it comes to anybody.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, Meek Mill went on a rant. And I honestly think that Meek Mill is, like, just so out of touch when it comes to, like, technology because the way he acts about stuff is, like, just ridiculous.
I didn't see nothing he posted. What did he say?
He deleted a lot of it, but it was essentially so like there's a clip that floated online where Akademiks read out, "Oh shoot, Meek Mill, what are you doing? Tell me you not." What did he say? Aguilar, it was wild. He said, "You part of the Freako." With Diddy, he was like, "Yo, no way, say it ain't so." And that was really what it was. And then like the fool's clip, clip of the stream, he's like, I couldn't see this happening to Meek. The guy's probably lying. But what got posted viral was the one clip where he's reading it off and he's like, "Oh, it's Meek Mill."
Yeah.
Meek Mill, say it ain't so. And that's really it. And like I said, the full clip is him talking about like, bro, I don't believe that he would do this. So then Meek Mill sees the clip. He's like, "Oh, Akademiks, you would you always try to talk about black men and I would never do that. And you always try to lie on me." It just basically just going off. And everybody's in the comments like, bro, you ignoring what he said. Just say the joint didn't happen and move on.
Yeah.
And he went on a whole Twitter rant talking about I'll pull up to your crib right now. Somebody send me his address. It's war. So he did start taking it to a weird place.
Yeah, and I feel like I won't lie. I did see one tweet where he had this. I'm not gonna say no. He was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna give it to y'all raw and uncut. Or it was the most insane tweet ever because like it made no sense whatsoever, and it was just like, bro, what are you talking about? It was like, I don't know what the heck he said. He was like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna clear nothing. I'm just gonna let it be raw and uncut. That's how the world wanted anyway. I was like, bro, what does this even mean?
What do you? It's like when you caught with your finger in the cookie jar and you like come up with anything. I
was cleaning it.
I'm just trying to clean up. Why you worried about what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I feel like, bro, just say you didn't do it and keep it moving.
It's
or
so
just
simple.
don't speak on it at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't say nothing or just be like, bro, cap.
Yeah.
You don't have to do nothing or just cap. CAP. That's it.
Or like I said, if you don't want to give it, if you don't
You
want to
give it no energy.
like he said, in the same clip, he alludes to Usher being a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Usher just keeps it moving.
And I'm sure like he's alluded to a lot of people being, or there was multiple people he alluded to.
And people have probably been like, nah, or just haven't given it the light.
I think
because when the end of the day, when the court cases is over, they're gonna say yay or nay.
Yeah.
So
and
then.
Like,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but there was like just Meek Mill kind of concluded it because he dropped the tape the same day, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a marketing genius." No, it was wild.
I really don't know. Like, I don't want to be like a hater or nothing, but bro, we got to like document the fall off of Meek Mill, bro.
That's what Akademiks started talking about
because
you know he's independent now, right?
Yeah, but he's like acting like you seen the live where J. Cole had said something about Soulja Boy, or he was on that podcast or something. He was talking about Soulja Boy, and like J. Cole. I mean, Soulja Boy went online. J. Cole, F is you talking about? You lying? And then Nicki Minaj had to call me like, bro, you're tweaking, bro. He gave you a compliment.
Yeah.
Listen to the whole lie. And he had to come back on, I am my fault, J. Cole. I was tweaking, bro. I don't know what I feel like this is like Soulja Boy activity. Like,
nah, like it's beneath you type
yeah,
stuff.
like it's so.
And I don't even want to say, like, it's like it. If your entire persona is like you said about you being from the streets and I live like this, it shouldn't be. It should be beneath you to even have an argument with somebody online who just creates online content. And like some of the stuff you be doing is just like the Drake, the Twitter fingers, like it's just you didn't come with this type of energy for anybody. Now like all this stuff's been happening with you. Like even like I think he just had to drop like what was that Vori or whatever from the label.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just dropped Vori because I guess Vori went through some essay case and he's like, oh no, he's gone. He's been gone. Even before this case or whatever. But yeah, like he's been going through some stuff. And just personally, I think he's been taking the instant person that everyone takes jabs at online. Yeah. So I think that's kind of funny, but bro, yeah, I think honestly, ever since Nicki Minaj, he ain't never been the same.
I low-key think that too, but like I don't know. I feel like this is me personally, but as a fan, I think post Drake feud was the best Meek Mill music ever.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because what album was that?
That was Dream Chasers 4. That was the 4 for 4s. That was Championships. That's wins and losses.
Album. Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah,
bro, like the bag that he was in. I'm not gonna lie. Like after Nicki, he released some of the best music he's ever made. Mm-hmm. Like I think that was a great thing for him PR wise. But like after Drake and Nicki, bro, he released some of the best music he ever had, and I just don't know what happened. Like he kind of like he literally just fell off the face of the earth.
I think when he started shucking and jiving after the motorcycle shit. Then when he got locked up for the motorcycle joint and then tried to come back and try to do criminal justice reform, and it seemed like he was heading in a positive point, and then he started trying to get cool with like all the Michael Rubins and all that stuff, and then he started tap dancing for all the
facts, and he just kind of just like
he even tweeted that when he was like when he like tweeted like send me Akademiks address because I'm about to pull up and with the sticks and da 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 da, and then. He later tweeted, because Akademiks said something about like you been shucking and jiving, and to that effect is what he said. You've been shucking and jiving, and you haven't been the same since. And then like later on, Meek Mill said, "Oh, I actually just spoke to the governor and he told me not to do it, not to pull up on Akademiks." And it was just so like, what are you talking about? Why did you like?
I'm not gonna try to kick the man when he down, but I will say Kanye spoke about a lot of this foolishness on his interview with Nori and them. He was like, bro, all of these fake hard people, Diddy, Meek Mill, all of y'all got to stop, because when it's time for y'all to actually be hard or do anything that's actually, you know, certified or you standing on business, y'all don't do nothing.
No.
And y'all only come to the people who not gonna say anything to you, or the people who shouldn't say anything back to you, or people who just troll and, you know what I'm saying, the bloggers. That's the only people you respond to, is the people that you can, essentially. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's just weird. Like the timing, everything is just crazy, because like everybody been calling him out. Yes. Everybody's been saying you're a fraud. Everybody been saying you don't be keeping this. Like 6ix9ine said it to him. I'm not saying like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it is true or anything, but I'm just saying it's interesting, like how a lot of rappers or a lot of individuals will have this like, they have this kind of like conflict within themselves. It's like, you don't know who you want to be.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you're 30 something years old. You have a son. I think he might have 2 kids, but it's like, bro, you were doing a great thing with the prison reform or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You were empowering people. You know what I'm saying? You were speaking for people. And then like, I just don't understand, like, how are you, and this is another thing that like, Kanye was talking about on the platform. He's like, bro, how you talking about prison reform and this, that, and you steady talking about the streets, you steady talking about, you steady glorifying the same stuff. It's like, bro, you really got to pick a struggle.
Somebody
bro.
pressed him on that. They were like, I think they talked about it in the Breakfast Club. They were like, so now you're doing this prison reform stuff. Do you think you change your music? And he's like, no, because this is my struggle.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'm speaking my struggle of the street. I'm like, bro, you're a millionaire. I don't understand like what be so hard for rappers to. Yeah, like, bro, Drake is like a perfect. I mean, Drake, he won't really like. I won't say he was
streets, in the field,
trenches and that, but like you see how his music
but
changed.
I think that's
it elevated with
I think
him.
has helped Drake though.
Yeah,
is because he is just Drake and he does him. Like he's not trying to chase a persona, and that's why I said a lot of these rappers, I feel like they are trying to stick to a persona. About
Drake
themselves.
he do be persona chasing. Let's be honest, he definitely do. Every he was persona chasing the Afro beats. You persona chasing the
not to say necessarily persona. I could say he's tapped in musically. You know, I would say trend topping. I would say that. I would say he's more so trend hopping. But I would say he keeps it genuine to who Drake is.
Yeah, I essentially
like he's not trying to.
He's an actor, bro.
Yeah, but he's not trying to.
He not
paint himself like, oh, I'm from the streets. Like there's like that Little Tecca video where he's done the lyric video where he's like. And he basically talking about, well, yeah, I never seen a Ferrari. I never had this. But I said in the song, it sounded cool. Drake's not, I don't think, trying to keep an image up for himself that doesn't align with who Aubrey Graham is. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to a lot of Drake, it's just about women, money, stuff like that, maybe self-reflection, etc., and the stuff what's going on in the future. And then he talk a little rah-rah, whatever, but like I think he's not, like I said, he doesn't put himself out there like he's in the trenches or nothing like that.
No, but even still, like his music is elevated with him.
Yeah, regardless.
Like you look at what he was rapping about in 2009, and you look at versus what he's rapping about now. It's two completely different stratospheres.
That's why I say, if you were truly authentic to yourself, then you allow yourself to elevate. If you want to still be lit, like you've been out of, you know what I'm saying, nappy head Meek Mill with the braids, you've been out of there for years.
But even still, like, even Nappy, like,
you don't have to align yourself with that anymore.
Yeah, like Nappy head Meek Mill was genuinely rapping about Meek Mill stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was genuinely living that struggle as Nappy head Meek Mill, braided Meek Mill.
Grow, and you don't have to be that guy anymore.
And he did for a certain, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he started making music with Rick Ross, he grew. Yeah. He start, pushing stuff. He start talking money talk. He start talking money talk a little bit more, and then I just don't know what, like, you just started going back down. And I'm just like, bro, why are you going back to street music? You and Rick Ross talking about streets, and y'all ain't been broke in 20 years.
They're trying to appeal to an image, and that's what I think a lot of the music is. I think a lot of the artists fall in love more with their
persona.
persona than they actually fall in love with themselves. And I think that's what I think allows a lot of people's music to fall in and out.
But I also feel like a lot of people don't genuinely make music about them in their lives. Like,
No.
a lot of people don't live through their music. Like,
A lot
I
of
would say
people don't care about the
Kanye,
music.
Drake, they're one of the few that actually live through their music. J. Cole is another. Kendrick is another. But, like, these people actually live through their music. So, like, anything that they go through in real life is going to be talked about in the music. Like, any real life situation, any real life problem they're going through, they're going to either let the music speak or, if they ain't going to say nothing at all.
But that's the thing. A
Meek
lot
Mill.
of these dudes don't have anything to say musically or any talent to
Right.
be appreciated musically.
But I would say, like, Meek Mill, he has that. I don't
Meek Mill's talented.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why he's throwing himself in a box of people who are not. Because, like,
he doesn't have, like I said, he don't have knowledge of self. I think that's what it just
Yeah,
comes down to.
but,
Like,
like-
you end up, and like that's what I don't want to necessarily say trend, but trend chasing. You're trend chasing. You're trying to stay trendy.
He is.
And
He's
by
trend chasing.
trying to find the ways that necessarily, like now you're doing Philly bop music.
yeah,
You've been for Philly all this time.
could have been, did that. So, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just trying to what's trendy and trying to stick to it. And like I said, you don't have to be young boy. You could have just came out and did you. You didn't have to. Like I understand you came from your music could be about growth. I came from the trenches, but look at me now.
Yeah. Like, I
You
feel like
don't have to keep. I'm in the trenches.
you're not.
You don't have to. You don't have to prove.
And
that
you
to us.
shouldn't be.
And what you proved to us from what we can see is that you're not. Like so, you spend your day arguing with academics.
You can't be in the streets, you're doing that.
No. But what are you doing?
So, I don't know. I just
About
feel
something that had nothing to do with academics, truly.
that was,
Argue with the producer.
Yeah.
They said that about you. To argue with him.
I don't know. I understand why people be. I don't know. People love to attack these blogs and everything, but they're just reporting. I understand. Like, it is annoying.
Yeah,
I get
some
it,
of
I
them,
get it,
yes, I get it, because you can defame somebody's image and
Yeah.
character. But, like, everyone wants to disparage the blogs. But that's just going to be a part of it. There's going to be people. Like, I
Yeah.
think it's just now because you have social media that stuff gets pushed to the front. But, like, at the end of the day, people are going to talk.
And I think it's also because there's a particular face in front of every blog now, whereas before it was an entity and you necessarily really didn't know who was pushing the nonsense about you. Now it's like, oh, because this is from academics. Oh, academics. He hating. Right. He's just reporting. And I'm not saying like maybe he might be hating. There's times where he do be hating, but like, bro, I don't understand like why artists and people in that space of creative spaces are just they act like they're above being critiqued or they're above being talked about. Like, bro, it's what people do. They report on celebrities. You're a celebrity.
And that's what I don't really understand now. Now that I think that their personal life gets judged a little bit is because they're in the limelight. And I think previously where you could just be on the side of the street selling mixtapes and then just keep moving about your life and people could just listen to it for what it is.
All we needed you for was music before. Now you have to appeal to us as a person. You have to become personable. You have to connect with us.
Stuff gets digested easily in and out. And I think that's a lot of what the issue is because a lot of people just can't, like I said, genuinely don't have a sense of self. And so they're trying to appeal to what they think people want to hear instead of just, you do you. Like I was talking to Derek about Corday's rise. Corday was truly mixed in with the YBN boys. And it seemed like the other two was headed in another direction. And he really came out speaking about, man, I really have a true love for the ones that did it before me.
Yeah.
And he went and studied with Dre, got co-signed by Dre and Snoop and all these people. And then came out and found his lane and stuck to it. He didn't come out here trying to do like he's on the streets. And I know he's living the DMV, but DMV ain't necessarily the best place to be. You know what I'm saying? He's had his struggles. His brother was locked up. Woody whoop. So he's been through his struggles. But he didn't have to attach a sound or this image to himself. Yeah. Because I'm not there anymore. And I'm doing better for myself. And like he said, and then at the end of the day, I like the people that came before me, and I have my own sound. Yeah. And I want to continue to go forward. And that's just what it came down to. At the end of the day, now he has a niche following where he can go overseas and go on tour. And a lot of artists can't do that.
Even like J. Cole, like he's another artist that did the exact same thing. Like he came out, made his own lane for himself. He's making his own music. He's from Fayetteville. Everybody know Fayetteville is get active, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even he talked about it in his music, but the way he speaks about it is from a place of growth. Like every time you see him speak about the trenches or what he went through or how he grew up, it's literally I'm looking down and this is from a place of growth. Like I'm looking at how far I came. He's even speaking in the person or the third person, like how he's speaking. It's even like, bro, I'm so far removed from these problems. Yeah. and I'm up here now. But I'm just glad that I can look at my problems as a past thing now, and I'm up here. It's like you gotta have that reflection in your music, where you gotta have some type of growth. Like you literally cannot be the exact same person the entire time. It literally does not work. Like how can you be poor, struggling, you get signed $1 million deal, you touring the country, you doing all types of things, you driving foreign cars, and you still rapping about the struggle. Nobody connects with that, bro.
But that's why I be saying, bro, like a lot of these dudes, and I don't even want to say the sense of self anymore, because at the end of the day, I think a lot of these dudes just get used as marketing ploys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it's so easy for me to just come out and just, because, I mean, just truly, because if you listen to anyone rap, that's the first thing I want to go to. I'm slinging them back. You know what I'm saying? Because that was what what is popular.
Yep.
And what a lot of people believe is going to do numbers. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when people come and talk about WNBA and they attribute the NBA is all about dunking.
Yeah.
So they said that the WNBA has to dunk the ball. No. When they come out with rap and, oh shoot, this sound is popular, these lyrics are popular. Now what I got to do is reproduce that. Instead of, at the end of the day, there's a form of artistry in music. And a lot of people aren't willing to take the time to find what their canvas looks like and how they can create their picture. Yeah. Instead, they just want to focus on, oh, well, he's got the outline for him, so I'm going to just draw right over that and just do what they did. And so it all comes off ingenuine because all of y'all can't be living this life.
And everybody cannot have the same story. So, like, one of you guys has either got to switch up or you have to take a different perspective. Yeah. So you can't sit here and keep talking about you struggling when
we all struggling.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't connect with that because we see how you living and you're not living like us. No, so it's like you can't say that anymore. No. So you're gonna have to take a different perspective and speak from a different point of view, or just talk about something else. No, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to. You actually don't have to continue to talk about the struggle. You can actually talk about something else.
True. I mean, honestly, nobody dudes are still struggling.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, a lot of, respectfully, some of them are. I ain't gonna lie.
Speaking of, because, well, first of all, you talk about monetarily. Yeah. And I know, like, a lot of rappers, they just show money. So a lot of them are not really as rich as they claim to be. And that's something we see all the time. But, like, we see, talk about struggle, we see Fivio Foreign struggling, trying to do math problems with his kids. Yeah. And, I mean, truly, we can talk about, that's one of the trending topics, how there's been, I think, a decline in the value of academia. And there's been, like, talking about scores dropping. And I know I hear it all the time, because, you know, obviously mom is a teacher, but she talks about how the things have changed just in the school system. And I think that a lot of that is just due to the times, because, I mean, you talk about, bro, if someone wasn't paying attention to school, you call their parent pull up a school. Come on.
I know for a fact,
and
like,
get active.
If I wasn't paying attention, they be quick to call, pops at school.
But now,
you know what I'm saying?
Now you call somebody's parent down, they start yelling too loud. Oh, what we doing? Do we need to, get child protection services involved? Nah, it's crazy.
But I really think, like, even on top of that, like, bro, a lot of these people do not be aware of what their kids be doing.
No, that's true. They're not really.
They don't even be tapped in. Like, they don't be doing their job as a parent. Like, again, like, you hear this story, you hear this countless times from educators, either through online or just around you. Like, I have friends that are educators. My mom's an educator. I see it online. Like, reading comprehension is at an all-time low. Where you have high schoolers, juniors, seniors, whatever, reading at elementary school level, bro. When I was in elementary, this is not bad. When I was in elementary school, I was reading at a high school level. Majority of the people around me were either reading at a middle school or a high school level. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause, like, when we were in school, it was a priority for you to read. You had to read, and they also gave you an incentive to read. They did a lot of things for us as kids in school to kind of incentivize us to learn. Like, we had the Scholastic Book Fair. We had the 10 books that you're supposed to read in the summer. You had the reading challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had incentives.
Now people complain they gotta do homework.
Yeah,
I thought there was like a school that went viral because they had to take their phones away.
I just think, like, I don't know, the extents they got to go through to just kind of get, like, the kids to listen and just
these kids is crazy,
be attentive. And then it's also, like, you kind of have to, like, teach these people's parents how to be parents low-key. And it's like, I understand, because, like, you know, your kid spends 8 hours of the day at school. Majority of the time they're not going to be there with you, but it's like, it's not their job to take care of your kid. Like, some of these people will call up to the school and be like, why is my kid reading at a elementary school level? You tell me. Yeah. What do you mean?
I just giving them the tools.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we just here to teach them we have a curriculum set. You know what I'm saying? You were the ones supposed to teach him how to read.
It's like getting mad at your basketball coach. Bro, why can't I shoot like Steph Curry? Bro, you have to go work on it. I just gave you the tools.
Exactly.
You can't come to practice bro, if you take somebody that doesn't play basketball and you just put them in a basketball practice, sure, they might improve slightly.
Yeah.
But if they never go take the time out of the day to, one, understand their mistakes and then try to practice on their own and correct those mistakes, they will never improve. So even if you go to practice, if you just come practice with a team every day, there's plenty of people that go hoop every day that are terrible at basketball.
Yeah, you'll get a little bit better. You'll get more consistent. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You'll get more consistent with what you do. You ain't gonna be better.
No.
Your skill is not gonna increase unless you start practicing hard.
No. And that's what it is. Like I said, a lot of these teachers, I'm just giving you the tools. Here's how we're gonna write. Here's how we're gonna read. Here's how you add. Now you gotta go practice that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people's parents to get home and like Fivio Foreign, they don't know simple stuff too.
Yeah.
But I think that points to, like I said, what is valued in society. Because if you talk to a lot of these children, they said the most popular, desired career path now is wants to be a social media influencer. So a lot of people now, and they listen to it, you probably have a lot of people's parents now talk about I want to be an entrepreneur. Because you got to think about who's the new parents now.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of these people now aren't right in the head in the first place. So you got people that parents talk about it, there's no importance in working. And you got people and then I think you got to look at the economy, because you always talk about how people don't enjoy the smaller, mundane jobs that pay you minimum wage, et cetera, but then without those jobs, you don't have anything else.
Right.
So, and then you don't have people that learn skills and tasks and like that, because everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and everybody's too good to be working, and et cetera, et cetera. So you lose the jobs on the smaller end, and then you have nobody striving for the jobs in the middle and high end. So you just end up with a bunch of chaos because now nobody knows how to do anything.
Yeah. And like a lot of, just like a lot of the exercises and a lot of things you had to do, and just like even working, like just working a simple job, you don't gotta work years and years, just having daily responsibilities or just like duties, you know what I'm saying? Like it teaches you some type of work ethic, you know what I'm saying? You develop some type of work ethic by doing those type of things. And like a lot of people don't have a work ethic, or you develop a sense of common sense like doing some of these things.
But that's the thing, sense is not common.
It's not
these
at
days.
all. It's really not.
Like we could even talk to another trending topic. There was a video where a woman went viral because she was talking about how, and I can see this from a couple of different ways. A man came unsolicited to her and told her that he was going to pay for her lunch and sent her $30. And she was upset that he sent her $30.
Yeah.
I think a lot of emotional empathy is not there too.
I'll be honest with you. For me, you're not getting. There's nothing there for me. Like I just feel like that's first of all, if anybody like offers you anything, I'm not saying that you gotta jump for joy and kiss their feet and nothing. Like it's $30. It's a simple thank you, appreciate it. I put this towards lunch. Because like that's $30 that you don't have to pay. You know what I'm saying? It's not like obviously it might not pay for your whole meal. But first of all, I saw a little bit into it. Like he didn't say he was gonna buy you drinks, this, that, and third. He said he was gonna buy you lunch. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you're buying lunch at to where it's $100. That's what she said in the video. She said minimum when I go out, it's $100. I don't know where you're buying lunch at. I don't know where you're going for lunch.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I'm saying like, why are you doing that to yourself?
Why are you're not leaving work and going to this restaurant to go eat lunch? You're not doing that. Stop.
Right.
Why are you lying to us?
And it's like, it's perfectly fine if you
It's cool that you eat peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And even if you are trying to go to, you know what I'm saying?
And you just gave you $30.
Yeah, that's $30 you don't have to spend. Even if you don't want to put it to 30 in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
I just don't understand why we got to a point as a people where we're just so fake rich, where we don't need free money.
Bro.
Like, that's crazy, bro. I'm sorry. At any point in my life, you give me $30, I'm take the $30, bro. I don't care.
Cool.
I could be up 10 M's, bro. Give me that $30. That's going in the tank.
Everyone's trying to keep up with the Joneses. And I
And you
can speak on the next trending topic. There was a woman who went viral because she went on TikTok and said, "I'm dating a broke man."
Yeah.
And her vision of what the broke man was, at least that she conveyed to everybody on TikTok, was even though he has a mortgage, so he has a roof over his head, and he has a house, and a car, he's broke because he's more focused on getting out of debt. And he said he had a good job. And because what she sees online is people going on trips and doing all these fun, expensive things.
Yeah.
And she wants to do that, but his priorities aren't that, or it doesn't seem like he's driven towards doing that. So I think first of all, like publicly outing somebody for like being broke on a public platform is kind of crazy.
My thing with a lot of people is like they're suicide bombers, bro.
Oh,
like
yeah.
they will literally sabotage
craziness.
sabotage themselves in any way, shape, or form possible just to ridicule somebody else. It's like, bro, you realize you ridiculing him is only ridiculing you because that's your man's. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's insane, bro. Yeah. When people go online, like when you go online and you complain about your significant other to the whole world, like, whatever. If they're causing you stress, whatever, cool. Let that be what it is. But like going online and telling the entire world, like, bro, I'm dating a broke man. You could literally just have had that conversation with him. I don't think that has nothing to do with me as the general public. And then like, why do people be letting people in on their problems?
Yeah, we had to be part of that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we genuinely do not need to know that information. And then even still, like, you have to say that outside, like, say that out loud before you even put that on the internet. Like, I'm dating a broke man. He has a mortgage. He has a house. He has a car. He has a great paying job. You can't even say that. Like, you literally can't say that. Like, I'm dating somebody who's broke, but they have a house. They got a car. They got a great paying job.
But bills be eaten. I don't know. And like, you don't never know too, because, but that's why I say people's perception is ruined reality, because it truly speaking, what do you need to take a trip for? Like, granted, I'm somebody who likes to travel. I like to travel and explore and experience things. And there's possibilities that I have made habits of that. But at the end of the day, you do it, you live it, you love it, you learn it, whatever. At the end of the day, there's a reality that comes with it that you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you want to do it. Especially, like, let's just be true to it. If it's like something that you're doing on your own, or if it's so you have people that you can count on to do it, that's one thing. But the age-old issue is always going to be trying to get other people to accompany you.
Mm-hmm. If you genuinely want to, just go. Like,
it's always, no matter what, no matter if everybody has the funds, no matter if everybody has the time, it's always going to be tough to get other people to be on the same page. Mm-hmm. So just trying to expect them to not only drop everything and come. And like I said, if that, I think you got to have talk about incompatibility as well, because what if he just doesn't like travel? What if somebody doesn't like traveling?
And that's why I feel like you just got to have, like, I feel like as we're getting older and we're maturing, but we've got to do a better job of just communicating and having these type of conversations. Because it's like,
how did you get to that point? And I think the ball got dropped on both ends. I agree with you on that, bro.
Yeah, because like, how do we get to this point where you're like stressing me over trips, and it's like, you already know that my financial priority is paying off student
I want it
loans.
to be, or where you want it to be.
Yeah, like we should have already talked about this, and we're at a point in our relationship where we're discussing finances or its importance. Like, bro, this should have already been discussed. It's like this is a ridiculous conversation to have, and it's a ridiculous conversation to have with the entire internet and your significant other. Like, it's crazy.
What should I do, guys?
Yeah, like,
that's kind of crazy.
And it's like, that's also, it's just a insane situation to put your significant other in, because like now it's like y'all don't have no choice but to break up, because even if he, like, there's nothing for him to do. You ridiculed him online, and then on top of that, like, you ridiculed yourself. So like, there's nothing for y'all to do with each other. Like, y'all clearly are not compatible with each other. Like, because you want to do something and he wanting to do something. Y'all have two completely different priorities for y'all finances. Like, I'm trying to play debt snowball, and you want to travel, which is fine. But like, I feel like we can make concessions for this, because let's say if that's something that we can compromise about, then let's compromise about it. And it's not going to be something that we're going to be able to do every week. Right. But let's find a time in the year where we can do it and go and we can enjoy it. Exactly. Like normal people. Let's plan it and
budget for it. People don't equate a lot of things to money, because there's plenty of people that make a lot of money that don't do certain things that a lot of people swear that people with money do.
I think people like just swear the second you get over 6 figures, you just get into any type of money that you have an excess. You just have to take trips to Turks and Caicos and Aruba every other week, and that's not.
The world keeps spinning.
Yeah, bro.
Like, and I always talk about that. Let's just truly, like, I think you have to accrue a certain amount of money to have a large amount. Like, you have to accrue a lot of money at one time for you to be at a point in which you have discretionary income that you can just say F it.
Yeah.
And I always say, I think you have to have over $10 million in the bank at one point in time to say F it. Because I think anything less than that, like if you stop working, life will come. Mm-hmm. Life will come get you. You know what I'm saying? You make $100,000. All right, you got good savings, but life will come and get your $100,000 out of you. You have a $500,000, that will be gone.
Yeah.
$1 million can get gone.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, and this be coming from people who like didn't come from wealth. I just don't understand like where this mindset comes from. Like,
And that's the worst thing.
it be coming from people that like they didn't grow up in wealth or like.
So they don't have a realization on money.
But it's like, why don't you? Because you knew, like, you know how much a dollar, you know how far a dollar goes. Because you knew exactly
You've seen
how you grew up. Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
For somebody like me, like, I'm not saying I grew up struggling, but like, I definitely understood what the value of a dollar was.
No, yeah.
And I know for a fact, like, I cannot turn my face up at money, or I know I can't like look down on anybody because I'm not from that. And even if I was, I still wouldn't do it because what makes me better than them, or what makes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not that. I feel like that's a crazy way to look at things, especially when you don't come from an abundance of having money. Like,
Poor decision making. I will say another one of the last trending topics before we finish up. It was something I saw previously. I think it was like around Christmas time. I think it's going on the same trend of people posting things online for the internet to judge and debate on.
yeah. And I know like a lot of these joints just be fake situations.
What would you do
just
situations?
to create real outrage,
start up war.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean, and think pieces. But interesting thing. So, a young lady went online. I think so. She has so she was dating a man. Mm-hmm. She has a boyfriend. I'm sorry. She has a son. He has a son from previous relationships. They both have kids from previous relationship. They came together. The gentleman's son wants a new computer. The lady's son also wants a new computer for gaming. Mm-hmm. The gentleman's son who wants a new computer already has an existing computer setup. Mm-hmm. Christmas is on the way. So the man who already pays the bills for the young lady and hers as well decides, here's what I'm going to do. Talks to the lady. I want to get your son a gaming system. He's new. He's younger. I'm going to give him my son's old game system, which is still a great and powerful game system. Mm-hmm. I'll give my son a new game system. So he does that. Now, I think like Christmas is coming and they're like trying to get everything set up because I think in her mind she says, I want him to wake up. Because I think what they ended up doing was like his son was going to wake up to the new system. And she's like, okay, well, if that's going to happen, I want my son to wake up to the new system as well. And then the husband's like, okay. The boyfriend's like, okay, I'll try and get it done. And I think he never did. So essentially when Christmas came around, all the eggs were in one basket. The gentleman's son wakes up to a new system. Oh my gosh. And then her son wakes up with nothing because nobody set up the system.
Yeah.
And so he's all sad because now, and then like she says all the eggs were in one basket because that is all we were contributing to his Christmas was a new system. So now he woke up with no gifts. And so she was basically went on a rant to say, really watch who you're having a relationship with because they'll do you like this and he ain't this and that, whatever.
Am I missing something? Like, so
let me see if I can find
Christmas came.
Mm-hmm.
New son, I mean, the man's son gets new system, and he still has the old system.
Yes.
But little brother still gets access to that, right? Like it's still his.
He's actually gonna gift it completely to the little brother.
Right. So that's still his.
But he just never set it up.
Okay,
So I guess the discrepancy came from Where she felt like he wasn't gonna get the system because nobody ever set it up like he promised, and so she felt like he was leaving out his son, her son, because it's not technically, it's from a previous relationship. She's like, I felt like you're leaving out my son and putting priority on yours and playing favorites because you got him a new system and not only just give me
I can see, like, from a children's perspective, how the kid would feel. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he definitely dropped the ball in not setting that up. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, you should have set that up because, especially in that kid's younger, he's definitely gonna take that to heart because he's watching somebody else in his house get a gift and he's not getting anything. You know what I'm saying? At the very least, you should have set up the console or at least had some stocking stuffers and been like, hey, buddy, I'm gonna set up the console later. But this is what I got for you. I got you some new headphones, so when you PC is set up, we can, you know what I'm saying, we can get everything going. So, like, there was definitely, you know, like, he should have definitely did that on his part. That was bad. But, again, bro, people got to stop with this bashing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. Just because somebody, like, they mess up one time, okay. I understand, like, for me, he let you down, but, like, bro, at the end of the day, I genuinely don't understand because everybody that you put around you, or that's all a reflection of you, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, when you're sitting there bashing these people, bro, you're literally just talking about yourself. This person was upstanding character enough for you to bring them around your kid and for them to do this, and don't sit there and try to throw dirt on them now. I was literally just talking about this earlier. Like, bro, you gotta, like, she's right. You do have to be wise with who you pick, but, like, say it again, bro. You gotta be wise with who you pick because, like, you can't pick all these people around you and pick who is around your kid.
So I'll play some of the clip and I'll put on the mic.
Okay.
It was just not sitting well with me at all. That was not the plan.
It's a side back to it.
I wanted him to wake up and enjoy his stuff just like his son gets to wake up and enjoy his stuff. Actually, his son has been enjoying his stuff since yesterday, the day before Christmas. Okay? So I get upset and I'm like, why does my son have to wait on enjoying his Christmas stuff because you want to be lazy all of a sudden? So since he didn't like what I said about being lazy, he says, well, why don't I just not give him the computer then?
Oh, yeah, this is a crucial part that everyone will get on me for saying I left out.
We were at a girlfriend's house eating dinner when this happened. So I have to pull together. And in my mind, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to handle this? You know? So I'm like, I'm going to get back to the house and I'm just going to put the computer disc together and just so he can have something to, because he had nothing else. This was his big gift. Like, the other stuff was to supplement the computer, okay? So I get home, I start putting stuff together. I'm a wreck. I'm an emotional free wreck, okay? I start, I pull out the computer stand desk and I start, trying to put it together. And he says, as he sees me doing it, he's like, I don't know what you need a computer desk for when you ain't got no computer. I put the computer stand together. I put the chair together. And, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to tell him some story about how it didn't come. And I'm just going to have to go, tell him we're just going to have to go first thing in the morning, when the stores open back up to get you a computer, I'm sorry, come up with some lie. And I was hoping that, I was really hoping that I would wake up in the morning and he would still have that computer on that computer desk, like realize that what he said, what he was doing was wrong, even though my pride didn't even want it, but I did not want mine.
Oh, yeah, that was another, my fault. That was another important point that she was arguing from the beginning that he didn't need a computer.
Her son?
Yes.
So, like, she was already against the idea from the jump. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. I can't argue for bro no more. I ain't gonna lie.
Nothing for Christmas. So I was up all night. I was tired, so I was the last one up. So he comes in the room and he's like, are you gonna get up? Your son's up. I go look in the room. There is nothing on the computer stand. Nothing on the computer stand. I say all this to say, obviously this isn't gonna work out. But I just need you to understand, like, do not play with nobody's kids. Don't play with nobody's kids.
Yes, it was one of those things where I guess you became like super vulnerable online and was talking about. But yeah, essentially, yes. The initial thing was he came up with the idea of how I want to give my son a new computer, and in return, I'll give your son a new computer, which is my son's old computer. But it's still a new model.
Buddy dropped the ball. I can't even. I don't have nothing. I don't got a dog in this fight, so horse, nothing, bro. It's nothing I can say for bro. That was Because he initiated everything.
Yeah.
That's why bro, you can't do that, bro. You cannot sit there and say, I'm going to do this, that, and the third, and then not do it, and then get mad when somebody presses you about not doing it. That's insane. You said you was going to do it. You didn't have to say nothing. You unwarrantedly came up to me and said, oh, yeah, since your kid don't have anything, you can get my son's old computer, and I'm going to set it up for him. And we're going to have it sitting up there in the morning for him. It's going to be real nice. Why would you do that? Yeah, you didn't do it. Why would you say that stuff? And you did what? I really like, this is one of those situations where I really hope like the dude would have a response, but like there's nothing for him to say.
He did have a response. I could probably see if I could find it, and I think end of the day, the story like how she was talking about. Well, this is the end of this. They didn't even break up. I think the dude brought one, but.
But I will say, like, needless to say, bro did drop the ball because he said he was gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. He might have deleted it. Yeah. Because I know he was getting a lot of hate on it.
Okay. Well, I mean, rightfully so.
But I think he ended up saying, I can't remember what his response was regarding, but he was like in the comments. And let me need to mind their business. Illegally slow people in their relationships. And everybody's in the comments arguing because they said, why did she take him back?
I mean, we're being realistic. If Buddy still got the computer and everything, like, it's a drop ball, but it's like, it's not the end of the world, bro. Like, it's truly not. Like,
but that's what I think another thing is too. Like, people gotta be on like point, especially if you're in scenarios where you are getting together with somebody who has kids or whatever. Like, you gotta like figure it out. Cause what y'all doing?
Yeah, like you got everything's got to be nipped in the butt instantly. Like, it can't be your kids and my kids. Once y'all can join, bro, them your kids, bro. Once you know what I'm saying. Like, it don't matter if that's not your kid or not, bro. Once you start messing with somebody's mama and they got kids and you spending time around that kid, that's your kid too. Because I mean, by default, you're gonna be there for them the other 99% of the time their parents not there. So you have to take that responsibility. I'm not saying that that's your kid, you need to be disciplining this and like you're the actual parent, but like you are going to play a parental role in that kid's life, regardless if you want to or not. You are.
You got to come to a point where y'all are y'all have to be on the same page about how you're handling situations, what type of level of fairness you believe, and then like you have to come to understanding too with like the parental style you're going to use. And that's what I think a lot of people just get into. So then you end up with people misconstrue. But I think that's what he was ended up saying, which is like, I want to say his video was like, he ended up giving them the computer, and it was like something I was like tired, and I guess she had made a snarky remark to him, and then because of the remark, he was like, okay, well then good luck, because you said this to me that was crazy. And I think that was what it more was about, but I guess it in turn hurt the kid, which I don't know if it should have hurt the kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's a really terrible response. Like, because in order to, like, in an attempt to hurt her, you was trying to hurt her kid feelings. Yeah, which is like,
it's kind of crazy regardless.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's how he responded. So
I feel like if you wanted to just be petty with her, you could have just been petty with her.
Just been petty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Just do it.
But, like, the kid didn't do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Buddy, all he did was expect the laptop or expect the PC on Christmas.
And he was trying to game with his brother.
Yeah, like, I feel like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally just trying to play with his big bro. I don't know. That's a really, that's a low.
This is kind of
That's really low, bro.
That's kind of sick. But that be what, man, these people, and I think that's the only good thing, though, about, like, social media is that it, like, opens you up to people that, like, not only will go on social media and talk about this type of stuff, but then you can kind of see that there's actually insane people that live on Earth.
Yeah. And, like, I think it's also, just like you said, because a lot of people, like, don't respond logically to certain situations. And it's good to see that because everybody will get online and tell their story that they are 100% correct. And it's like, nah, bro, you were tweaking. I know I can only imagine what they were saying to him. because he was absolutely tweaking. But good for them. I'm glad that they smoothed it over.
And then the internet turned on her anyways. But I don't know. Because she did all that, just, I guess, just like taken back, and then everybody the internet was like.
And that's my thing. That's what that goes back to my point. Don't stop getting online. Stop getting in front of all these people. Stop bashing all these people, bro. And then two, like, stop making your assumptions and presumptions without having all the information. But like, bro, y'all got to stop getting on the internet bashing people. Or getting in public platforms and bashing your significant other because you look stupid when you take them back.
No, yeah.
Don't go to talking to your friends talking about he cheated on me, bro. That's what's wrong with everybody, bro. They be letting everybody inside their relationship.
Just let people rock out.
Yeah, like, because if you want to get cheated on and go back to your boyfriend, that's your business. Nobody needs to know that he's doing you, dogging you out. Stop.
Put that out there.
Because the moment you go back, you look crazy. Because everybody's gonna be like, bro, why are you going back to him? He's sitting there treating you like this, and you're not gonna be able to explain to anybody else. It's not gonna make sense to anybody else but yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta leave, like, because with you and your significant other, nobody else has any say on what that is. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has any say on what your relationship is or how that's gonna play out. Nobody can do anything with that. They can influence you, sure, whatever, but that's again, you putting people in your relationship that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to get your girlfriend perspective on, you know what I'm saying, how you should handle the situation. She's a serial cheater, bro. She cannot tell you anything about loyalty. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's y'all relationship.
Nah, yeah.
Keep it to y'all.
I agree. If that just goes for a touch out. A lot of people are followers and are easily manipulated by others.
Yes.
What's it called? Tyrese's ex-wife went viral because she went and did a video talking about how she messed up the relationship for no reason, just because her friends were basically telling her that he could be doing X, Y, and Z for her. And that was it. And that's sickening that you really value other people's opinions so much that you can't formulate your own hypothesis that would keep your family unit stable.
Yeah. And it's also just like, bro, you don't have the type of relationship with your significant other. I'm sure they were spouses, right? So you don't have the relationship and the communication and trust with your spouse.
Respect.
You can't just, like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? For one, you don't just trust them enough to just know, and on top of that, you don't feel like y'all can just have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my thing. Like, why do people completely X out the person that they're in a relationship with and then go start talking to their friends and asking them, oh, what you think you do?
They're skipping steps.
Why not just ask the person you're in a relationship with?
That's like that. All stuff like that is, I think, like, mandatory when you need, like, wisdom or advice.
Yeah.
I think that's in that scenario you go to, like, your parents or something like that.
Like somebody who's been there. Come on, bro.
Like, bruh, like, you asking your single friends about what would you do if you was in a situation.
They wouldn't do nothing. They're single.
They're single. They're not in a situation. So, I think,
Like,
unless it's something about, like, that's harming your relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you talk about, like, abuse or, like, you said being a serial cheater. Then you maybe need somebody that's going to have to get you, like, yo, stand up.
Yeah.
Get it together. But if you really have to find validation from your friends so badly that it would literally point you to where you're dealing with a perfectly happy relationship with there's literally nothing going on, according to both parties. I said there was literally nothing going on in the relationship, that you just ruined it just because you cared so much about the opinions of other people that literally had nothing to do with the relationship.
That's insanity, bro.
And you would break up a home.
Break up your home. Like,
You're like willingly just break up your home.
willingly
Your
relinquish.
kids.
Yeah, that's
Like,
insane.
this is wild.
I really don't understand sometimes, bro.
One day, man, we gonna understand what's going on with people on the internet. But until then, we gonna be outspoken about it. So, I hope y'all stay tuned to the next one. You dig?